Hello and welcome back to the channel. Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and you can tweet me as well. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And hello, how are we doing? It is another Thursday. These weeks are going by thick and fast. We are already in November, and it feels like 2021 only just started the other week. It's crazy, but yes, we are here another Thursday, and this should be a good one. So let me introduce the cast. As we've got a special guest, but he's a special guest, but you know who he is. Of course, it's the super producer, Rich M, and of course, Hero.Collections, aka Brandon, is in the building for a short time. Hello, gentlemen. Hooray. Are you good? So, Brandon, first explain, you've got the missus over from the US. I'm sure you don't mind me telling people that. So you're sticking around for the first 5 minutes and then getting gone.
Yes, exactly. We are off to Portugal tomorrow, so I'm very, very excited. But yeah, she flew in today. She just helped me with a new Miles Morales shot, so you guys will see that next week. But yeah, man, and the fireworks are going crazy outside. The neighbors are having a lovely time, if you can hear them.
My dog, I know this is a genuine question for anyone, right? My dog stinks of fish. Like me and Amanda don't eat fish. He's never had fish. But since these fireworks have started going off, me and Amanda were like, I was like, Amanda, have you been to the market today? Like, what's that smell? So like, he's given off like a fishy smell because I think he's scared and we can't get rid of it. It's like lingering at the minute and it's really annoying me. So genuine question for the chat out there, not toy related, but the dogs give off any type of fishy smell. She's downstairs on YouTube listening to dog music to try and relax him. Like, she's watching weird stuff right now.
What's dog music?
Whatever she's listening to. Give it a little. It's on YouTube. I'll send you some links, Rich, after the stream. But Rich, how are you, super producer? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, can't wait for this stream. Anti-heroes, I love them all.
Yeah, this should be a good stream. So like, the main topic, as Rich just said, is anti-heroes. Because during my interview with the Hasbro team, I try and get little nuggets if I can. And to be fair to Daniel, he knew what I was trying to do. And he gave me a little tiny nugget. And he even said, get onto Super Producer Rich and make a stream. So that's exactly what I did. I didn't mess around. Rich was on it the same day.
Why couldn't he say, do a stream when the Money St. Croix family, man? Yeah. I would have been on that easily. Come on, Dan.
Well, he's lurking. I'm sure he's lurking. I'm sure he'll be watching this one as well. Because, as I said, the advantage is they know what is coming. We don't. So maybe we'll get one right. So basically, the nugget he gave us was next year's Walgreens exclusive for the 2022 lineup are going to be super villain themed. And we've already seen the first one, which is Baron Zemo. Now, I asked, are we going to get more villains throughout the rest of that? Are we going to see any new characters? And they wouldn't confirm anything like that. But Dan did say that one of the characters isn't necessarily always portrayed as a villain in the comics, which got us thinking. Anti-heroes. Dan even said it himself. He said, get Rich on it, anti-heroes theme. So that's exactly what today is. We're doing a theme where Rich has put together 15 along with the Instagram help. He puts the votes out. And we've got 15, right, Rich? 15 characters it could be.
15 anti-heroes, yeah.
So, Brandon, as you're not sticking around, and when I say Marvel anti-heroes, what characters come into your brain? Like, what are the first ones?
Deadpool is probably the first one. Yeah. Probably their signature anti-hero. Deadpool, Blade. Who else? Namor, probably.
I guess so. He's meant to be the protagonist of the next Black Panther movie, isn't he?
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, look at him.
Okay, Rich is showing that off, so that gives me the perfect opportunity.
Solo.
Perfect opportunity to do some plugging. You know, I do love to plug. Shout out iComic Industries is hooking me up with the What If wave. So I've managed to get a couple in already. And the first ones I've got in are the T'Challa Star-Lord. I've also got Captain Carter, who really does look amazing, by the way, people. Like, you're right. Yeah. She looks great. And now I need to go back and get the Hydra Stomper. So, yeah, those two. And then also, you know, I love the MCU. The last character we need to complete that Trinity from the Loki series. And she looks great in person as well. So shout out iComic Industries. The link is on the description. Remember, Jake now does international shipping. Ask Cloud Foxwell as he just got himself a Quasar. Binary is up for pre-order. So if you're willing to pay that little bit extra for shipping, As I said, Cloud Fox Welcome Vouch. He got his within a week. So if you're willing to pay that little bit extra for your Walgreens exclusive, you don't want to mess around with Walgreens, then Nova, Quasar, Binary, etc. Go check out iComic Industries. And also, there is a 20% off the Ursa Major Wave and the Supervillains Wave right now on the site. Just used the discount code ML20. It's as simple as that. I put it on my Instagram story earlier. But yeah, shout out iComic Industries. You know me, I show some love to the people that show me love, and it's as simple as that. So there you go. Thank you very much. Links, all these links, by the way, are in the description, so you don't have to remember them. You can just click. But yeah, international shipping is now there. And I can see you're doing some plugging yourself there, Rich. That's mainstream plugging right there on the forehead.
My forehead is available for hire. Anyone who needs it.
people have done that though, ain't they? People have sold their like face and got their face tattooed with like brands and stuff. So how much did the Wolfpack pay you for this plugin? How much did Miguel send over?
They sent me. Look, they sent me these lovely cards as well. So.
Oh, he's going to open them alive. Yeah. This is good. Brandon, you and me don't have any of these, do we? We got none.
I've got Red Skull.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. That's a good pick.
Nice.
Wait, what do they call them? They call them pulls, right?
Yeah.
Pull a card, right? I think. Look at me pretending like I know the card.
Yeah. Mephisto?
I knew it was Mephisto. Mephisto all along.
Khan!
Wow. Brandon's favourite.
Oh my god, you got a really good pack.
A-list so far.
A shiny Terrax as well.
I hope we see him again soon in Legends form, especially with Galactus coming out.
Shout out to Wolfpack. Thank you so much.
Yeah, shout out Miguel. I sent Mark Tak his Disney Lego thing as well, I think, from the Wolfpack. So shout out Wolfpack. I need to cough up some cash so we can get me over my turtle blimp.
I've got my X-Men trading card binder from the 90s book. Now I can put them all in with the rest of my cards.
Wow. That's impressive. See, I had cards and stuff as a kid, like not just Pokemon. I had like turtle cards, like from the movies and stuff like that. But like stuff like that, I never saved it. Just like because I'd lived in a house with loads of brothers, and my mum got rid of stuff and passed it to my cousins. And I tell you this story all the time.
No, what I used to have, no from Woolworths with turtles. They were like coins, and it was like the blimp, and you got like a coin every time you spent like £5, and they'll have different turtles on them. Or different villains. Man, do you have that?
I'd have to see. It's one of those where I think if I seen it, the memories would come back. I remember cutting out the pizza tokens on the back of the boxes, and you collect like pizza tokens. But the new blimp doesn't have the same bombs. It doesn't have the little trigger for the bombs to fall, which is a bit disappointing. But still, it's still a big blimp. So I need to find some room for it. Brandon, you got anything fun this week? Anything come through the post for you, or?
I was just thinking about it. I don't think so, you know.
Well, you are going on holiday, so you probably did the right thing, saving those pennies. Exactly. Get yourself some cocktails, or some ice cream.
Did Mrs. Hero not bring you any exclusive toys back over this time?
No, not this time. Mainly.
Send her back! Send her back! Back she goes!
It was mainly because there was nothing to bring. Like, think of it like we're pretty much caught up on Legends. There's no Black Series to bring. Yeah. Because Hong Kong got the early release, didn't they, of that new Black Series wave? The US hasn't got it yet.
Yeah,
I was tempted to bring Articuno, you know, the new Pokemon Select version.
The blue bird.
Yeah. The blue legendary bird. Yeah.
Yes, I know.
So because that looks like a gorgeous figure. If there's anybody watching whose local Target has that Pokemon Select Articuno, hit me up.
There you go.
Because
put it out
very itchy.
Go. Someone needs to go and do some actual Pokemon catching for Brandon. All right. So
exactly.
Spin your cat backwards and out you go.
Exactly.
I got this week after being on pre-order for ages.
Nice.
Looks good. I'm definitely still on a G.I. Joe hype. I never fell off the bandwagon, by the way. I was still collecting Joes. And yeah, I'm still all in. This was pre-ordered a while ago, maybe July. This was pre-ordered. But he's turned up today. Wolf looks very good. Talking about the Wolf pack, there you go. Miguel needs this, right? Miguel's got this, I think. He must have this. But yeah, I think I got that, and then I got those couple of legends from iComic Industries. So that's me this week. Oh, and I also got the Venom. I ordered a second Venom out of FOMO. So my first one had messed up paint apps, so I sent it back. So that one's gone. But I was panicking that what happens if it sells out during transit of sending it back? So I brought a second one. just to make sure I didn't miss out. So I'm still undecided if I'm going to keep the second one that I'm going to, or get a refund. I don't know. But still, I got one for the wall. And people always ask me, right? So I'm telling you right now, right? This is in a plastic case, right? You can see the plastic casing, right? Plastic casing. You get some command strips, yeah? So you put the command strips on the back of the box, and then it goes up on the wall. Simple as that, people, all right? No messing around. Look at that gap. Look at that. Look how good this is going to look, people, right? Look at that.
That is really good.
That OCD. The OCD is beautiful. And there's enough room. There's enough room, right? So obviously I need to move the Sentinel out the way and the whatever out the way. But there is enough room for like another 2 rows, which means another full wave. Yeah, so the whole... So when that new wave comes out, from ceiling to floor will be flush 3 in a row of all the Spider Legends, which is perfect. And then Kingpin's going to have to go somewhere else. But my OCD is complete, so...
What if they announced the summer retro wave there? What are you going to do there?
I'm gonna have to sell the house and get a bigger room. I keep telling Amanda I need the big. She's got the bigger spare room as like her dressing room with her dressing table and clothes and all that. I'm like, look, yeah, you can just pack all that in here. I'll have the bigger room. Yeah. We don't even have a wardrobe. She's got like a big rail with all her clothes on, like a fashion show. She don't need that. I need to display so much more. But yeah, first world problems. Anyway, let's do some housekeeping. Brandon, do you want to stick around just to say hello to some people in the chat before you go?
Yes, I was going to say.
Okay, I'll do the housekeeping and then so if you're in the chat and you're watching live, even if you're lurking in the background, now is the time to say hello, make yourself known, and before Brandon gets out of here, he'll give you a little shout out, and then me and Rich will get into today's topic and talking legends and all that good stuff. But first and foremost, let me go through some housekeeping. You know the score. So the first thing, as always, I start off with go and follow Brandon on hero.collections on Instagram and check out his ACBA. You've seen Lex getting involved. You'll see that picture next week. What's up now at the minute, Brandon?
The minute is we're just about to round out the what if photos. So there's already been Doctor Strange, or Strange Supreme, Star-Lord T'Challa, and Zombie Cap. So we'll round out with Peggy and Hydra Stomper today. And then onto a new theme for the weekend. Power Rangers to come this weekend.
Oh, nice. Cap Libs is going to be watching intently. All right, beautiful. And as always, people, if you want to be a part of today's stream and also contribute to the channel, then Friday, our resident assistant robot will read your super chat or your Streamlabs donation out loud. Be a part of today's stream. Get your comments, get your thoughts heard, especially as we're going through these anti-villains. Anything over £4 or $4, the robot will read it out. Be a part of today's stream, and it will forever live on YouTube. It is a magical thing, and it helps support the channel. Thank you very much. Of course, you can always press that join button as well and become a channel member. Again, you get to use those fancy emojis, and it also is the key to the channel. Like, it is essentially that. You get the key to the channel because you can come and join me on a Legends and Liquor. We just had another great Legends and Liquor this weekend. And yeah, lots of fun. And the spin-offs continue. Now, I don't even have a plug. I don't even have a graphic to plug it. It's so new. But please go and check out Turtles and Tea with Tanner. Legends and Liquor, we get to talk Legends and whatever else. I needed my turtle fix, so once a month me and Tanner are going to be talking Turtles and Tea. I should have made a graphic, I'm a bit too slow, but it's very spontaneous. The pilot episode is up right now on YouTube, so shout out Tanner, the Super Turk himself. There's all those fancy emojis, and then as always you can get yourself a t-shirt. The links are in the description. Thank you very much. All right, Sam, let's look at the chat then, shall we, and say hello to some people. I think I might be able to get all 3 of us on screen with it. Yeah, go for it, Brandon. We're on pressing buttons.
Get us off with some duck emojis in the chat. Cloud is here. Doombot 9000 is here. Jamie is here. Cheeky Monkey Kiara, Thirsty for Chicken. Tac Tac Toys with Film. Phil Jones, the #1 hype man. Jay's Toy Collection UK, Mark Rose, The Irrelevant Hulk, Fabulous Disaster, Amanda Doyle with a fish in the chat.
Oh, because our house stinks of fish. Yeah.
There's Mike D, Laser Pants is here, Rob Oliver, Tanner is in the chat. I really enjoyed Turtles and Tea, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. As somebody who has a very limited view of the Turtles, it was really good fun. Kev's Collectibles, is here. Your Boys Got Toys. Win or Lose is here. Jason Lopez. Jason Lopez says, this is our big three. There you go.
I appreciate that.
Which one was the Android and what was the other one?
Wizards, androids, and aliens.
Aliens, that's the one. I'll take Android. You guys can have Wizard.
I'll be an alien. I'll be an alien.
There you go.
I'm a wizard, Harry.
Who else we got? AB Nuggler is here. Toying Around is in the chat. Hello there. Tech and Collect. Mini Plastic Multiverse. Who else we got? Jamie says, does Dark Phoenix count as an anti-hero? I take any excuse to get her.
So would Brandon.
Tech and Collect is still waiting for 2021 exclusives. Damien is here. Arvin Shah. Omega Weapon 13. Cloud Foxwell. Who else we got? Omega Weapon 13. He says that Target is doing a buy one get one off, get one half off at the moment.
Is someone doing some construction work, by the way? I can just hear banging.
I think Lexi's knocking down all Brandon's stuff. Out he goes!
It's the fireworks outside. I said the neighbors are going crazy. I promise, that's all it is.
I believe it.
I can literally see him out the window from here. Do you want me to show you?
No, I believe it. I was thinking, no one else hear that. I was thinking, is it me?
I'm surprised you can't see it on me. There's literally like red, green, orange flashes on this side of the room. But I think they've stopped now. But there you go. Happy Bonfire Night, everybody.
Is it? It's
Andy
not.
Davis.
Oh wait, that's tomorrow, isn't it? 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November.
Remember the 5th of November.
Yeah.
Lizzie Hart. I think I got everybody.
Yeah, you did. You're good. Hopefully Amanda's in the chat and she caught. Hopefully someone give us some dog fish smelling advice and she caught it in the chat. I wasn't paying attention, so hopefully someone did help her out. Tag Amanda in the chat and tell her how to stop our dog stinking of fish.
Amanda said, "I've put Vicks under my nose to kill the smell of fishy teddy."
Yeah, we don't know what it is. We googled it and it says it's something about dog anal glands, but I don't believe everything you read. I don't know.
Have you got one of those dogs where you've got to squeeze them? One of those.
No, yeah. What was that, Brandon?
There's it's Diwali tonight as well, so that's why there's fireworks today too.
Yeah, because I want to go and see Eternals, obviously, but I like to drag Amanda with me to the MCU movies. But now she's obviously doesn't want to leave Teddy on his own because he's scared of the pet, scared of the fireworks, and I don't want to come back to a fish market house. Do you know either? So I might have to sneak him in under my jacket to see Eternals with me. I'll just put him in my hoodie, feed him some popcorn as we're watching.
We're going tomorrow, 4:30. But did I tell you what happened? I did, didn't I? I told you what happened.
Yeah,
today.
voice note. You can tell the people.
I'm just not going anywhere near YouTube after this between today and tomorrow because this morning I was driving, so I wanted to catch up on one of the live streams, and literally I opened the mobile app for YouTube, and the first recommended video was like the biggest Eternal spoiler you could ever have, like just there in front of my eyes, and it was basically, never mind. But it was like
that is a big move.
It was the kind of thing that it's like I didn't have to press play to see the spoiler. Like the whole title was like in big block capital letters.
That's really bad. Like from whoever made that video, like YouTube recommending it, the stupid algorithm. But whoever made that video is a dick move because it's clearly clickbait. That's all it is. And it's
exactly. It happens. Is what it is.
Laserpants says fireworks. Is there a coronation or something? Brandon's being knighted. Queen's outside with a giant sword. Excalibur himself.
Win or lose, damn, Brandon is on the front lines. I'm gonna put it up on my story in a second so that everyone can see. But yes.
So you've seen Eternals before you get on a plane?
No. So I get on the plane at 9. I think we're flying at 9:30 in the morning. And then I think the showing is 4:30 tomorrow afternoon.
So you're seeing Eternals in Portugal?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not going to be Portuguese, is it?
My sister lives in Portugal. So I said the same thing to her. I said, is it going to be like Portuguese with English subtitles or the other way around?
Yeah.
And she said, thankfully it's the other way around. So there'll be Portuguese subtitles, but
that's fine.
thankfully the movie will be in English. So
We're cultured. We can ignore subtitles.
There's no way I was gonna survive the week without having seen it, because you know, it's not even out yet, and there's already spoilers.
Yeah, I wanted to go tomorrow, but Amanda wants to go to a firework display, so I don't know. I'm not in. I'll just get Brandon to send me a video in a minute. I don't need to go see a firework display. I'm good. But all right, beautiful, Brandon. We appreciate you jumping on and continuing the streak. But enjoy your holiday, my friend. Have some fun. I would say drink cocktails, but as I said, you prefer the ice cream. Does Lex drink?
She does. Yeah, she likes. I do know it. It's just gone. No.
I can just imagine. Does she sit there and just get drunk on herself, or you sit there eating ice cream?
Well, no. Thankfully, she loves ice cream just as much as, if not more than I do. So thankfully, it'll be dinner and then ice cream. So.
Well, enjoy, my friend. Enjoy.
Will do.
All right.
Guys, as always, I will catch you on the replay. I will probably watch this on the flight tomorrow.
Okay, well, enjoy. We'll try and make it entertaining. Let's get hyped up. Rich. Woo! Ready to go, yeah. Keep him entertained on the plane. All right, Brandon, we appreciate you. Have fun on holiday. Say hello to Lex for us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye. Beautiful, Rich. And then...
Now we can do the Star Wars stream now, can't we? Yeah!
Hang on, I need to press buttons. Okay, we're good. Everyone's back. All right, you were showing off a figure a minute ago, Rich. Is that any good? Like, I never even got around to open it. So, have you played Fortnite or anything like this, by the way, or do you just like the figures?
I have played Fortnite because like my nephews, that's all they play is Fortnite. So when the lockdown was on, the only way you could like stay like contact with them or chat to them was to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I would find a house, I would go upstairs and I would sit in the house for 20 minutes and I would still come like 25th or something. I just didn't get it. I didn't get the point of it. And they would like build these like structures and I'd be like, what button do I press? Oh, I'm dead. Never mind.
yeah.
But no, these figures are like really cool. Like Rush was asking if you could use this as like a Molly Haynes from the Runaways.
She's the one that controls the raptor, right?
No, Molly is the really strong one. So she starts off as like a young girl, but she's like the mutant. And then she gets like super Princess Powerful, I think was like a superhero name for like a minute. So Gert is the one with the raptor, and then Chase gets her afterwards. But yeah, but I think it might be too tall because I know Molly gets bigger, but she seems like she would be taller than Nico. I can't find my Nico, but I will do a picture after this stream. It's around just somewhere. I've been like rearranging stuff, so it's somewhere about.
That's what's good about all the Hasbro lines at the minute is that they do sort of scale. Like they're different universes, they're different brands, but I like a display that can sort of look like the universes are crossing paths. And if you want a raptor for your legends,
what I really like with these figures, especially for the females, so I've got the cat as well, Lynx, I think it is, but they've got waist articulation as well. It's like you don't get that very often on a female, so you've got like the diaphragm joint. It's just they're really well done. There's no pins at all in it. And like they've obviously like the tooling on this, like it's not like you can reuse this for anything else, I don't think. But in Fortnite they do like dark versions and ghost versions and stuff like that, don't they? So they'll probably end up doing that probably, but it's still quite a good time.
They definitely pop. They definitely could. And I've seen a lot of positive comments about the first wave. People are saying that Fortnite have actually made the best Catwoman figure, not including the Mafex anyway, but at that scale, that Lynx.
Tiger.
Well, I'm not saying I agree.
I'm
not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with that statement. I'm just seen a lot of people say they really enjoyed that Lynx. But I've still got the cat one, haven't I? With the bench weight.
Meowsicles.
Yeah. So
I mean, they seem really good, but from my point of view, like with my nephews and that, they've never had any interest in the figures because they just want to play the game and get the new skins. But DC did like Fortnite comic books, Fortnite Batman, and they read all them because they had like free codes for like in-game skins and stuff like that, and them you could only get with those comic books. Like
I've seen you give Phil some actually, haven't you?
Yeah. Phil was getting them, so we both getting them off like Asteroid M. Like I was ordering like 3 copies for like my nephews, and they all like sold out as well. So like I think if they put like codes in this, the kids would be loving them. But like I showed them to my nephews, and they were just like,
Do you reckon
we just have V-Bucks?
This is a deeper sort of question, but it's sort of relevant. Like, do you reckon kids these days, because like now they're so in flux with technology and so many other distractions virtually, that they grow out of toys a lot sooner than we did when we were kids?
I would say, yeah, because it's like, so my youngest nephew is 6 now at the minute, and he's like, he still has figures and stuff, but you can tell like he's not interested. Like he never wants, like he'll play with them if he's got them, but he never wants them. Whereas like I remember like with my oldest nephew, like he had like all the Power Rangers, like he had like Power Rangers, I think it was Samurai then or something. But he had all them. He had like the Turtles were back then. He had all like Transformers and stuff like that. But like with my youngest nephews, they like not interested at all.
Yeah, I see that. I'm seeing that as well with like my little cousins and family members and whatever. But like it's like we're in the golden age now, and like our collecting habits are fueled by nostalgia and like stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, as time progresses, the next generation coming in ain't gonna care about figures and don't have the attachment that we did, because we grew up during that great age of like the 80s and 90s where toys were all over the place. So this next generation coming up, their nostalgia is going to be retro games and computers and living virtually on Sims or something rather than figures and stuff. So like,
but it's like they'll watch like no unboxings and stuff like that. They'll watch people review toys, but they don't want the toy.
I need to start opening Kinder eggs, don't I? I need to go to the shop and buy like some Kinder eggs and try and get my viewership up. But I've seen kids. I've got my little nephew. He's obsessed with Hoovers, Henry Hoover. Like he doesn't want toys. He just wants he walks into your house, right? He can only say like 3 words. One of them's Hoover, and like he will walk into our house, and I've got this room is full of toys, right? Usually kids love it. He walks in and just goes Hoover, Hoover, like, and I just have to pull the Hoover out. I'm like, you may as well do the living room, mate, while you're at it. Like it's like really weird. But I'm sure that is, and people are experiencing that, maybe even with their own kids. I don't have any kids, but I know we've got a lot of people in the community that obviously share this hobby with their kids. But I just think if you weren't into this collecting, would your kids be as interested, or are they distracted with computer games? It is a deeper question, but still it makes me appreciate the golden age that we're in now. Because as I said, the people our age are now the ones in charge of these companies making the toys, making those decisions. So that's why we're getting so many great things. That's why I'm having to make spin-off shows like Turtles and Tea. Catch it every first Tuesday of the month. Did you watch Turtles and Tea? Are you a big Turtles guy?
I like the classics Turtles. I've read like lots of the comic books, but I show pictures. I looks like as a kid I loved Turtles. I had like a room full of Turtles, and like all my brothers were into it. But I've never had that nostalgia for Turtles. It's like I've never felt like I need to go and collect that again. It's like I'll pick up the comic books, I'll watch like the films or the TV show if it's like on or anything. But it's not like I haven't got this big love for Turtles for some reason.
I had Turtles bedspread, wallpaper, the toys, annual, the vinyls. I had everything.
Everyone's got like one thing, haven't they? One thing, and like for me, that was always X-Men, and like X-Men is all like whatever. That will always be like my main go-to thing. I think you always have that one you love more than anything else.
Yeah,
don't you? So.
I get that. My brother had loads of Biker Mice from Mars stuff. Do you know, like, so I never had it, but it was in the house, and I remember one birthday. He just got everything Biker Mice from Mars, and I remember like I remember that, and it wasn't even my birthday, just because it was like he got like the whole set in one go for his birthday, and like every now and then, you know what it's like going down eBay, and you just think, oh, just out of curiosity, I'll look, and I'm like seeing myself nearly pull the trigger on Biker Mice from Mars, and like, no, you've already got buggy hair, Dan, stay away from those. Let me just come to the chat real quick. Some people were saying some interesting points. Rush, shout out Rush. She says, probably because when we were younger, playing with toys was our way of living out those fantasies, as today's generation does it through video games. Very true. Mike D says, my daughter likes playing Minecraft more than Legos. Phil Jones said, could argue that Ben 10 could be the last action figure line that people will be nostalgic for. Yeah, I've heard other people say that. I've got a friend, shout out Neil, he literally sells loads of stuff on eBay, and he goes to charity shops and toy shows and like tries to make a little bit of money on resale and stuff like that. And he says that his prediction is Ben 10, like it's because that had a really good toy line with loads of different figures and characters, and some are rarer than others. And he said that is one to look out for. Like the next generation will be Ben 10. Dual income, no kids, says with Tech and Collect. No kids club, says Cloud. Yeah, I'm the same. I've just got a dog. My little brother has a major obsession with Hoovers too, says Lizzie Hart. Oh, Lizzie, we can speak. We need to see if I can sort my nephew. I need to buy my nephew something for Christmas that's going to like distract him from Hoovers. What's Tanner saying? Thanks for the kind words. I feel left out here. What are you left out for, Tanner? I'm showing you some love. The Super Turk 5,000, not 4,099, 5,000. All right, beautiful. Let me get these graphics up, Rich, and then let's get into it, shall we? Let's work our way through these.
Are we not going through all the reveals and news from this week from Legends?
Shall we just go over HasCon again? Shall I just change the thumbnail? Literally, I went through my own videos tab, and it was like embarrassingly how much I milked HasCon. Like every live stream last month was all HasCon predictions, HasCon day 1 reveals, HasCon day 2 reveals, HasCon first thoughts, HasCon reflection. Do you know what I mean? Like I do apologize, people. I did milk it a little bit, but that's what happens when they send you a box of toys. You get excited. But no, we can't. There isn't much news, to be fair, apart from Lady Loki randomly went up for pre-order. We knew about this figure, but she's now up for pre-order on Pulse. So I'm assuming you've got the A-Force box set that she came with. Will you be picking an extra one of these up to keep on card?
No.
Nice. Moving on.
It is a really good figure, and I think like the A-Force set, like a lot of people missed out on that. Oh, I don't know how though, because that went down to like 30 quid over there. It went down like stupid amount by the end. But I think like a lot of those characters, like Lady Loki, Monica Rambeau, even like Elsa Bloodstone, they've become like more involved in the Marvel universe.
Monica go for over $100 on eBay.
So I mean, like the thing is, because this is like an Avengers wave, a Monica may have like sold better, but maybe they've got plans for like a retro Captain Marvel Monica, because I think that's the one that everyone wants a lot in her like white costume.
Well, in January, Monica Rambeau was one of the main characters of WandaVision. We're now in November, and we've not had anything Spectre, Captain Marvel, or Monica Rambeau from Legends. So surely.
So, we've got that Marvel's film, haven't we? Oh, but they
which has been pushed to 2023.
Yeah. So I'm sure Monica will show up in that. If nowhere else, she'll be there like in a year's time.
We shall see. We have got Miss Marvel coming out. So there's a way they could sort of sneak in a comic version of Monica Rambeau. We shall see. But yeah, that was the only news this week. So obviously everyone's fresh out of news because they used it all for PulseCon, and we've talked about that a lot, so I'm not going to waste our time. But let me just make sure I've got our graphics good to go. So, as we said, during my interview, Dan Yun gave us a little nugget to play with, and we appreciate him for that. He said one of the figures from next year's Walgreens exclusives isn't necessarily a supervillain, it's more of an anti-hero. So we're just leaning into that. And as I said, Rich, the super producer himself, has put together 15 characters. Some obvious ones, some not so obvious ones. That's what we like to do, just engage conversation. So you know the score, people. It is nice and simple. I've even put it on this thumbnail today, right? Hit or miss. If you're a channel member, you've got the emojis. If you're not, don't worry about it. You can write hit and miss. Would you like to see these figures made in figure form? It's as simple as that. So let's get into it with our very first pick. And this one, I think, is very likely because Dwight Stahl himself has mentioned him many times. And let's start off with Ghost Rider. But not just any Ghost Rider. It's not Johnny Blaze, right?
No, so this is not the first. This is not the first Ghost Rider. This is the third Ghost Rider. So this is Gary Ketch, not Johnny Blaze. So it was like the first Ghost Rider was kind of like the Phantom Rider. They kind of, like from the 1960s, they kind of retroactively made him like a Ghost Rider. Then you had Johnny Blaze, and then you've got Ketch then, who was like the main Ghost Rider of the 90s. So like I think for people our age, that's why this one has got like that nostalgia factor. I think like Ketch was like the main Ghost Rider like when I was like a teenager. So like I always go with him as like my Ghost Rider type of thing. Like you've had others since, so you've got like Robbie Reyes now with the Hell Charger. He's currently the Ghost Rider. And then you've had like, there was like a female Alejandra like in between as well. Like they like other people had the mantle. But I think Ketch is the one people most want an update for. Like the Legends, like they did do, I think, a Legends version of Ketch, like the blue version of him, I think.
Was that like a variant or in the toy?
I think, yeah, I think it was. It might not even be catch. It might just be a variant. But I know it's on like AliExpress all the time, and even on there, it's going for like 80 quid, and that's like a knockoff version. I think they've definitely done catch in the toy in somewhere in the Legends line. I'm sure.
What makes him different from his design? Just like the pointy.
So yeah, he's got like the leather, like the pointy, the chains around him. So he was more like anti-hero kind of Ghost, right? Like more like, like leather biker kind of bad good guy kind of thing.
Yeah, no. As I said, Dwight Stoll has mentioned Danny Ketch a few times, and if I'm not mistaken, Danny Ketch is the only version of Ghost Rider that hasn't had a live action version either, because obviously we had Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze in those early Marvel films, like those 90s Marvel films. Exactly. There was two of them, so someone liked the first one. And then Robbie Reyes was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., wasn't he? So yeah, this is the one that if you haven't been reading the comics, probably lesser known Daredevil to the sort of zeitgeist of pop culture. But like you said, for people our age, Danny Ketch was Ghost Rider, and then you had to go back and do your research to find out the others. So yeah, let's have a look at the chat for this. So he'd have to come with a bike, or maybe he wouldn't have to come with a bike, but they did say the Rider's Wave is on... I don't want to say dead, because they didn't use the term dead, but Ryan was nice and sort of said that it's on ice for the time being, and if vehicles come back to the Legends line, it's going to be in a different way. Okay, so...
But Dwight did say there when someone else asked about the Riders, if this was kind of like the one that got away, this is the one that he would want to go back and do if they ever do get to do them again. So that's like hope. There's hope for everyone.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, again, this is a whole nother stream we could have, but we could talk about what vehicles we would like to see from a... I think we might have even done a stream on HasLab, but not vehicle specific. We did a HasLab stream, but it was...
We did a couple. We had a couple of vehicles, and they're like the Blackbird and stuff like that, didn't we?
Yeah. But that's where I think we're next see vehicles, in some sort of HasLab format. Okay, Phil Jones says hit. Home Dude says hit. The Irrelevant Hulk, double hit. Tekken Collect hit. Doombot hit. Damien hit. Cloud of hits and skulls. That Ghost Rider is quite the catch, says Jason Lopez. I see what you did there, Jason. Gotta catch them all, says Phil Jones. I like what you're going with this, people. Abnogla says hit, but we need a Riders series with the 90s bike. Daz Smoke says hit. Tano with lots of hitch. Ket and Reyes also need to be done. Ketch and Reyes also need to be done. Nebula Kovkos, sorry, I don't know what got into me, says Lizzie Harts. Lizzie Harts, just listen in. Come close. Stick around. All right, stick around. Stay watching. All right, that's just for you. Fortman's Maximus says miss if we don't get a bike. If we did just get the figure in a single pack, he could go on the Rider's bike, right? Or is his bike really different? Does his bike have that flat end on it or whatever?
His bike is a bit more like modern, a bit more like sleek thing.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
It's got that. Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Like the flat bit over the wheel.
Yes.
I don't know motorbikes, but yeah, that bit.
Right. Got that bike with the wheels. You know, the wheels and the handles. Yeah, that bike.
Someone in the chat was like a motorbike collector, and I'm like, what are these people saying?
Yeah. They did catch in Toy Biz, which is where me and sort of Rich we thought it was. Greg says hit. Jason says hit, and Dwight did mention him on a stream. That's very true. Tyrone says the first Ghost Rider rode Mammoth. That's recent in the comics, right? They went back in time and seen some
10,000 BC or something. So they've got like a whole, might be 100,000 BC, but there's like a Phoenix, like all the old age Avengers type of thing.
I've definitely seen I've seen a panel with him riding a mammoth. Yeah,
they did mini mates of that line. So Rob Pollock's probably got one.
Right, yeah.
Rob Pollock.
Every time you can't mention mini mates and not mention Rob Pollock. It's blasphemous. The Wolfpack Toy Reviews put a ghost and then a bike emoji, and then some hits. I like what he's going for. Abnugler said he should come with interchangeable red flames and blue frame heads. Clintastic says hit. Damien says hit. Mike D says miss because they did the bike rider. They did Ketch and Toy Biz. Rish McGann says, I hope that Ketch Ghost Rider will be a deluxe included with the 20th anniversary line. Okay, cool. And then Reyes HasLab says home dude. Plenty of options for the bike, not worried. The Rider's bike is already like 5 years ago. I don't have it, says Tyrone. Yeah, the Ghost Rider's bike is probably the hardest bike to get from the Riders series on the aftermarket. Like, I thought Professor X would be quite hard to get, but they reissued him. He got a second run, where I don't know if Ghost Rider did. But if you look on eBay right now, I think Ghost Rider's a pretty penny. Like, I remember someone asked me and said their son's really into Ghost Rider. What figure should I get? And obviously my brain instantly went to the
Elektra.
my brain went to the Ghost Rider, Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. But that's like over $100 right now in the aftermarket. Yeah. So it's like not even an easy figure to go and pick up. You may as well pay a little bit extra and get that. Is it the Mezco? Mezco are doing a Ghost Rider on a bike?
Yeah, I think it's Mezco, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, my point is Ghost Rider's getting harder to find in figure form. So a reissue or re-release of some form would be great. And why not add in Danny Ketch? So we shall see.
And Marvel as well, like, so going like Jesse Falcon, Marvel have just announced that next year they're giving Ghost Rider a big push. They've got like Spirits of Vengeance.
Oh, of course,
like
50th anniversary next year,
yeah,
right?
50th anniversary. Yes. So they've got like a new title launching with Ghost Rider, like all the Ghost Riders central to it. Because at the minute you've got like Robbie is in Avengers, but it's not like an ongoing Ghost Rider title. So hopefully they'll push that, and then maybe something will show up next year. You never know, because Marvel and Hasbro tend to align themselves with like what's going on.
Wow,
so we may see something.
Jesse's on the phone. Jesse Falcon's on the phone to Ryan saying, right, do this. They've all got to sync up. Your boy's got toys.
Talk at art. Stop calling me. What are you doing? I've got a phone. That's on Hasbro.
Block. Talk at art. Block. Shout out Talk at Art, by the way. Your boy's got toys. Says what the fuck he goes for 130 to 200. I told you. Your boy's got toys. Obviously jumped on eBay real quick. I told you. He's one that sort of creeped up, and most people who wanted him got him, so they've not really paid attention to the aftermarket. But yeah, if you're trying to get it, because I remember like the Mezco is 250 due in April, as says Jay's Toys Collection UK, and that's what I mean. Like the Legends is creeping up to the Mezco scale, which is crazy. But yeah, Rich is absolutely right. Ryan has mentioned on some of the interviews that they are going to be celebrating anniversary next year. That's not just the Marvel 20th. Obviously, all of our brains are going to Spider-Man and the 60th, but in 72? Is it 72? Yeah, 1972. Ghost Rider debut? Yeah. I'll just do my math real quick.
22 next year.
Yeah. 1972, Ghost Rider debuted, and 50th anniversary. So there may just be a one-off figure, or a deluxe figure. We don't know, but we shall see. But great start with Ghost Rider. Okay, next up. Okay, speak to me about this one. Franken-Castle.
So, like, at the minute, like, Disney seems to be not so much pushing Punisher at the minute. So how do we get around that? We could do Franken-Castle, where
you need to
Franken-Castle becomes a monster, becomes a Frankenstein. So basically, this is like all spinning out of like Dark Reign, one of like the big crossovers from like 2009, I think it was. So in that, Daken the son of Wolverine, goes after Punisher. Like they have this big like knockdown fight. He cuts off both his arms and decapitates him and kills him. But being the Marvel Universe, Mobius and the Legion of Monsters, they resurrect Frank as this like Frankenstein monster type thing. So he's still got like the same mission. He's still like out to get everyone, and most of all, he's out to get Daken for like killing him. So he becomes this like monster living on the island of monsters, but he like rejects them, goes off to do his own anti-hero thing, search for Daken and destroy him for like killing him. And then eventually like he finds like a bloodstone, revives himself and turns back into normal Franken-Castle that we all know and love. But this is like a unique look, and spoiler alert, we might have had this in the Halloween theme and stole it and carried it over. but it fits, it's still anti-hero. And it's like we've had a lot of Punishers, and we've had some good Punisher figures as well. I think like one of the last Punishers was really good. The one
on the bike.
Yeah, the one that came. Yeah, the Rider series. Yeah, exactly.
That's my favourite Punisher. He's right here. He's literally on the shelf right next. Oh, actually, I don't want to move him. I'll knock everything over. But yes, he's got the Kill Crew helmet on with the Juggernaut. Juggernaut's in that crew, right? The Kill Crew. I think there's Kill Crew with the helmet with the horns on, and he comes with a machete and an Uzi or something. My favourite Punisher. But I like how you're going for a little Universal Monsters crossover, like NECA are doing the same thing at the minute with Turtles. Why not do it Marvel as well? Let's start off with Franken-Castle. But it happens.
we've had so many like Punishers as well. It's like if we just put like another Punisher, it's like, oh, we've already got him and people. But if you don't like this one, what versions of Punisher would you like to see? Type it in the chat. I'm sure you are already saying, what a load of shit.
Well, we've got they're not afraid of doing other versions of Punisher. The War Machine version of Punisher is quite modern in regards to comics, and he's already on our shelf somewhere. So clearly, I'm a big Franken-Castle fan. So if the figure come out like this, you can't say it wouldn't be a cool looking action figure. Whether or not we need that character represented on the shelf, different question. But in figure form, I'm sure he'd look epic. I'm going to try and do this, by the way. I've never done this, but I thought, why not? And actually put up the hit and miss as the poll as we go through this. So the advantage of being here live is that you can actually contribute to the poll and we can actually have a decisive winner rather than me just counting. So I'll still read a couple of people out as I go through, but I will try, as Rich explains, I'll put up the poll, and as we go through these, we can sort of see who the chat would like. If it's a hit or a miss. And so far, Franken-Castle's got 55% of the vote. So clearly people are on the same wavelength, Rich, and agree. There are a few misses, and let me just go through. Satano with a lot of hits. He says one of my picks from the weekend. Abnugler says miss. Home Dude with hits. Phil says hit. Caesar says a miss. Javi Man says hit. Mr. Williams says miss. Jamie says hit. Why not? I love Jamie for that reason. Jamie just sits back and enjoys himself and goes, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Every time. I appreciate it, Jamie. Your boy's got a toy says miss. I have 3 Punishers already. Jay's Toys Collection UK says, I'm very fussy with my Punisher. Really want my first appearance head sculpt for Punisher. Rush McGann says miss as well. A lot of riders love so far, says Tanner. We may swerve away from that. See what I did there? Swerve away? Never mind. It's never good when you have to explain your own jokes, is it? The Wolfpack says, I'm kit bashing Skull Buster with paint face Punisher to make my Franken-Castle. See what you did there. Very good, very good. Mini Plastic Morpher says hit. I'll take any version of the Punisher. Yep, just like me. And Thirsty for Chicken says, I want this now. So yeah, it's not as negative as you thought it may be. It's winning the poll with 57%, and there's just more hits than there are misses. But yeah, nice little oddball. Bet no one expected that to be on the list. But what about this one? Did you expect this one to be on the list? Daredevil, but not just any Daredevil. This isn't, I don't know if you could tell by the figure, but it's not Matt Murdock.
No, so this is Daredevil, the Woman Without Fear. So this is from the current Daredevil run from Chip Zdarsky. So Daredevil has like gone to prison for 2 years because he's like admitted that he's done all these crimes. Like he admitted it, but as long as his identity didn't get revealed, he would like pay the price. And so he ended up in jail. So while he was in jail, he needed someone to look after Hell's Kitchen. And who are you going to call? You're going to call your former ex-dead girlfriend, leader of the Hand, ninja assassin, Elektra. So in the comic books, Elektra is currently donning the Daredevil mask. I think it was Daredevil, I think issue 25, there was like a little teaser. And then issue 26, which came out in January or February early this year. That's when she took on the mantle full time. Again, like speaking with Marvel, you've got another massive crossover just about to start in, I think, December. Devil's Reign, where all like the street level, like anti-heroes are all going to like try and unite. Kingpin is going to like try and take over New York, and they're all going to like unite and get in it. And then in January, Daredevil, the Woman Without Fear miniseries starts with Elektra in the starring role, because at the minute you've got Elektra being Daredevil, but you've still got Matt Murdock in jail, like following that story and what's going on. It's honestly a really, 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 really good series. Like Chip Zdarsky is doing one of the best Daredevil stories I've read in a long time. And Daredevil, of all the Marvel characters, has really good creators. He has really good story arcs. Like Brian Bendis did a really great one. Obviously Frank Miller did like a massively great run. He's one of those characters that I think is not A-list, but the stories are A-list.
People want him, don't they? I reckon writers want him.
He's like this conflicted, like, you know, blind guy. He's a lawyer. Like, there's so many, like, multifaceted, like all the crime as well that goes on, like with the Marvel Universe thing. He's not. He fights supervillains. Like his main thing is like crime and mob bosses, that kind of thing. It's like more grim and gritty kind of thing, and it's like set like on the streets of like New York and Hell's Kitchen as well. Just like really, really good. I love Elektra, and this puts her in an interesting role because Elektra has been like villain and he like hero, anti-hero, what the stream's name. but now it's like putting them in that more heroic mask and how someone like Elektra deals with being like the protector of Hell's Kitchen, and she doesn't always do things the same way as Matt. It just honestly go and read it. I can't like brag this up enough. It's a really good comic book.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Daredevil's always been one of my favorites, and not just this version of Daredevil. After Hasbro have announced that new Vulcan body mold, people have been saying, okay, Daredevil's like one of the first characters we need on that new Legends body. So I think Daredevil in general is wanted in Legends form again, because the previous versions we've got on the Bookie Cap mold don't do Daredevil justice. So but yeah, this looks really interesting as well. Like you said, quite modern. People love Elektra. I've seen people get quite excited in the chat as well. Again, the poll is up, so you can literally just press hit or miss. And so far, it was just on 70% with hit. It's just dropped down to 68. So someone said miss, but it's still mix.
It's like with Elektra as well. She's one of those characters who's like has an iconic look that doesn't really change much. It's like that red costume with like the skirt down the center. Like it doesn't really. She's had like the white version and the black version of that, but it tends to be the same look. So I mean, we had an Elektra in the Spider Wave. I think it was last. Was that where she showed up?
It might have been the SPDR wave. I've got her here.
Yeah.
It could have been. I might be completely wrong, but yes, we did get her in a Spider's Wave. No, actually, wasn't she in the? No, she wasn't in the Netflix Wave. Ignore me. I think it was a Spider Wave. You're right.
And that's a really good figure, because obviously they did. The white version was like in the fan vote last year with Silk, wasn't it? That was like one of the choices.
Well, that's a good like point. Like, so Silk, Elektra, and who was the other one? Can you remember?
Sif, Lady Sif.
Yeah, Lady Sif. So basically, they were all just repaints of figures we already had, and Silk, obviously a Spider-Man character, got the vote, got the win, and we got her re-released. But there was renders of Lady Sif and obviously Elektra in white. Do you reckon we will see those figures again at some point, like released?
I mean, like that Elektra goes for a pretty penny on the aftermarket, and I think Hasbro do keep an eye on things. So I don't know, maybe on like a retro card they could do like, or maybe they could do like an all white series, like put White Phoenix, White Sif, chuck them all in a box set or something.
I'd buy it. This is the Daredevil that came in the 4-pack, the Defenders 4-pack, by the way. But I do have both Daredevils on the shelf. I have my Elektra standing with a crew of hand ninjas. She definitely makes the hand ninjas look good. Standing next to them. But yeah, great figure, and again, a great character. Froze Wallet. I need that Elektra, says Jason Lopez. Tekken Collect says, I want Daredevil the Devil. Girl Devil sold, says Cloud. Jamie says, a cool design. Miss, I've seen enough Elektra, says Mike D. Tanner says, love that design, not read any of that run yet. And Make a Weapon says, Elektra Daredevil, question mark. Yep, there you go. Richardson educated you. Javi Man says, yes, please. Sci-Fi George says, hit for Elektra Daredevil. Your boy's got toys, says, hit. I haven't read it, but it sounds fun. Doombot just says, sure. Leo Barnes says, hey, gang. Hey, Leo Barnes, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. We are live on YouTube. Dark Avenger says, thumbs up. He doesn't actually say thumbs up, he just puts his thumbs up. Or maybe he sat there and said thumbs up, I don't know. Thirsty for Chicken says, she looks badass. Radium says, it's an excellent costume and we need more Daredevil and Elektra versions. I completely agree. Home Dude says, I'm not familiar with the story, but I like Elektra and that outfit looks cool. Hit. White Elektra is a figure I really would like on the retro cards, as J Store's collection. I think that might be a place it will land. Like we've got Elektra on the 3 3/4 card, right? Yeah, but not on the. We've actually got Elektra, Bullseye, and Daredevil on that 3 3/4 card in like the first 3 waves. So someone's a Daredevil fan at Marvel, is my point. All right, nice one. Okay, and she's got 76% with a hit. So far, I know I didn't do poor Danny Ketch this way, but I was a little bit slow. But I will add that to my list. So I'm going to end that poll now at 76% for Elektra with hit. And we'll see at the end of the stream who got the best hit. We will see who got the best hit. Anyway, next up. Werewolf by Night. This is another one I imagine Rich probably stole from the Halloween theme show we never did.
So this is the new, a lot of these. You might see a few supernatural characters were like yeah, we just pull that over because that's already done. Yeah. So this is the new version of Werewolf by Night that debuted back in 2020. So in the Werewolf by Night series from Taboo with the Black Eyed Peas. So obviously you've probably seen him. He was on FanFest and he was in HasCon as well. So he's obviously got like an in with Marvel. So why not push the character he created? So the original Werewolf by Night is Jack Russell. This is Jake Gomez, the current Werewolf by Night. So he's like an updated version of Werewolf by Night. So his powers don't always involve like the moon turn into a full moon like most werewolves. When he's like a kid, he finds he can just transform at will type of thing. So it's kind of like tied. I think he's like a Hopi descent, like one of the tribes of America. So he kind of like revolves around that. So it's kind of got like a mystical kind of edge to it. And he ends up getting trained by Red Wolf, one of the like classic Marvel characters, like in how to use his powers and everything like that. And they seem to be setting him up into being like this new hero in the Marvel universe. So like obviously he's a werewolf, so it's kind of like anti-hero kind of vibes from him. And I think Disney Plus are like got a Halloween special like coming around for this character that is supposed to be in development for next year for like a Halloween Werewolf by Night special. So it seems to be a character they're going to push more in the Marvel universe. Like Jack Russell was always like this weird kind of guy, the original Werewolf by Night. And to see like that legacy carry on with this new character, I mean, like Jack hasn't disappeared; he's still around. So it would be cool for this like legacy to like go on. Because I mean, like if there can be two Spider-Men, why can't there be two Werewolf by Nights?
Yeah, of course. Well, werewolves, as I said, you get attacked by a werewolf, you become a werewolf. There could be multiple werewolves going around the Marvel universe. But this we've just had the Build-A-Bear wave, the Ursa Major wave. So we know Legends are not scared of doing bigger, hairier characters. So again, Werewolf by Night seems like a prime candidate for a Build-A-Figure of some sort, or maybe a deluxe. I would love, especially for a character like this, I'd like to see a 2-pack. So we get, or both versions at least. So you can display them just like this picture on the boat. Do you know, you can have it on the shelf with the werewolf behind the character, because they're both obviously important character designs for the character. So yeah, it'd be a shame to just get one version, I think. So I think I've seen someone in the chat say they'd love to see Marvel Legends revisit the Monsters box set. Yeah, that Monsters pack needs a re-release as Tekken Collect. There are definitely some monster gaps that Legends team haven't hit in the new era of Legends. And Werewolf by Night seems like Rich said, when it's just the way the world works, when they are more in pop culture or when they're being pushed by entertainment, as the Hasbro team say, they're more likely to get plastic made from it. So I've seen those rumors as well, that Werewolf by Night Disney Plus sort of theme would be interesting. Abnugler says werewolves versus Wendigos versus Sasquatches. Yes, that'd be an interesting match. Who's your money on, Abnugler? Who's your money on? Monsters wave, him and Dracula for sure, says Cloud. Plus the Taboo connection with Hasbro, says Phil, massive hit for me. 100% hit, would love this, says Mini Plastic Multiverse. Well, he would, because he maybe watch American Werewolf from London that I keep telling everyone about, which is not a horror, by the way. Don't believe anyone who says it's horror. This has got 87% a hit so far. This is definitely a strong contender. A lot of people want this, mainly because we haven't had a Werewolf by Night since that Toy Biz box set, which is way over 25 years old now. So again, he's one of those characters that needs that modern sort of form in plastic, and when they're getting redone in the comics or redone in live action, it's always a good time to put on in production. So I personally, massive hit from me. I'm assuming this would be something you're interested in as well, Rich.
Yeah, 100%. I think like you said, the monster universe has been like expanded in Marvel lately. Like Dracula, like they've revamped the old characters, so rather than being like the
revamped Dracula, revamped. I like
so Dracula is now like, he's got like armor, he's got like these armies, he's got like, he's just more of a badass than just this guy in like, you know, like a big black cape and like a frilly shirt type of thing. Because the Marvel Dracula kind of used to be a bit of a wimp, I used to think, back in the day.
Well, just think how popular that Cap zombie was. in figure form. So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they could do a Monsters Wave or a Monsters box set.
A Monster Mash.
They did the
October
mash.
22.
They did the Monster Mash. They did the mash. They could do a Marvel Legends Monster Mash box set or wave, and there's plenty of like villains and monsters or zombies. You could have a whole. We could do a whole stream on zombie versions, for God's sake.
Might be more supernatural characters coming up
Yeah,
now
there
that
you
we
go.
filmed this with. You never know.
There you go. The next box is going to have Halloween just crossed out and put anti-heroes across the top of it. Okay, let's end the poll there with a very high 85%. Let me just write that down. So far, it seems that Werewolf by Night is the most popular choice. Now, I do not think, unfortunately, we are going to be seeing a Werewolf by Night as a Walgreens exclusive. I just don't think that's the way they go. However, Hasbro, you're lurking. Take note, all right? Take note. Werewolf by Night, please. Okay, next up. Another one that needs a redo, okay? So, everyone knows Blade, right? We're going to get a film, Blade. It's going to start filming next year. Hopefully, we'll probably get the film in 2023. That's MCU Blade. However, comic Blade got done dirty in the 2017 Netflix wave. The figure just wasn't that good. It wasn't as good as a Blade figure should be. Before that, we got remember the Epic Heroes wave, Rich, where it was the Punisher, and we were meant to get a variant version of that Punisher as Blade. Yeah, which never happened. There was like a mock prototype picture out there, so maybe somebody on the planet has that Epic Heroes Blade mint on card. Who knows if it exists or not.
Most of those like lost epic heroes we did end up getting, like we ended up getting that Danny Moonstar, but it's like that Blade never.
I've never seen, like, I don't know if Paul from Power of X-Men podcast has Blade as well as his Jean Grey, but I've never seen it. But clearly it was meant to happen. So that was the Blade we got from Hasbro, and then the next Blade we got wasn't until that, as I said, that 2017 wave. But he was like more modernized, very much stripped down, didn't have his jacket, and he had like weird leg or butt articulation. I can't remember what the complaint was like, but it wasn't great. He's literally hidden on the back of my shelf somewhere. So I know Blade, and again, Blade doesn't really need any explanation. I'm sure you guys know who Blade is. But Blade is definitely a character I think could be a likely candidate for this Walgreens exclusive, because he is an anti-hero, of course. And is a figure that is needed a redo. And I reckon with the parts Hasbro have got, it wouldn't take too much new tooling to make a new Blade. But your thoughts, Rich?
Well, this picture of Blade is from the current Avengers run, like Jason Lopez said. So this is Blade when he becomes sheriff of Vampire Town. That's why he's got that silver badge.
Yeah.
So the vampires, Dracula, have all got their own island. They're going to make their own nation. And Blade is like, okay, if you're going to do that, that's brilliant. That's like easier for me to kill you all. We're all in just one place. I can just come over and kill you. But then he decides he's going to police them and stop them doing like anything dodgy. So he becomes the sheriff of Vampire Town. Like this look for Blade, I really like. So it's like a Ed McGuinness redesign from the Jason Aaron run. Like, I think I said before, I'm not the biggest fan of the Jason Aaron run, but I think one of the characters who has excelled in it has like got a new edge is Blade. He's done really well with Blade. Blade has been like central to a lot of storylines in it. He's had good character development. He's become, I think Blade's always been like a loner. Like when he's with teams, he doesn't tend to gel with them. Like when he was like disguised as Ronin for a bit, he didn't really gel with like the Mighty Avengers. But this version of Blade, he just works well. He's sarcastic, he's funny, and he's like badass as well. So yeah, really, really nice figure. Yeah, from that run.
Yeah.
He's not in the team yet.
He's not in the team yet. This is only volume 1. I've got volume 1, 2, and 3, and I've read half of 1. And at the start of it is that do you know earlier we talked about the mammoth, like the Knight Rider mammoth? That's at the start of this.
The 10,000 BC Avengers, yeah.
Look, there it is, the Ghost Rider mammoth thing. I forgot the book is literally right underneath me. But yeah, there's the Ghost Rider mammoth that we were talking about. That would have made it. There he is. Literally, I had it underneath me this whole time. The Ghost Rider on a mammoth. So yeah, Blade, like you said, is from this version of the Avengers, but I think he doesn't come in for a few paperbacks yet. I'll take it.
Blade is a good character in that run. Like, we won't speak about She-Hulk in that run because that's a bad point. That's a sore point for me. But She-Hulk's getting a new series next year, and she's not looking like a big freak. She's looking like She-Hulk looks. So yes.
Yeah, I think with She-Hulk, they've got to go back to basics because of the Disney Plus show. I reckon Bruce Banner's going to give his blood to Jennifer, just like the original Origin, and I think Hasbro will do some product around that because I keep saying we need Bruce Banner. But anyway, that's She-Hulk. Let's look at the comments for Blade real quick. So the poll is up, and again, a very high number for Blade. 88% of people say hit. Let me scroll down. Jamie says hit. Tanner says hit. Blade definitely needs a redo. Cloud Fox, wow. Blade is a hit if it's the 90s version for me. So yeah, this, as Rich said, this is the modern day Blade. But again, let's just be honest. Blade in general needs a redo. Yes for redo of Blade, says Doombot. Manipulous Multiverse has put him in a 2-pack with the Whistler. Yes, please. Your boy's got a tool, says, oh man, I don't know. I just got the Mezco. I have the Mezco upstairs, you know. It's like that and Moon Knight are the only 2 Mezcos I own. So yeah, there's my story. Tyrone says hits. Mr. Williams says super hit. The last Blade figure was trash, which is exactly what we just said, yeah. Jason Lopez says modern Blade is an automatic hit and a must. Definitely needed for your modern Avengers team. AIX Rising says, I agree, it's probably the one of the Hellstrom siblings. Probably one of the Hellstrom siblings. Is that referring to Blade? Maybe. I don't know if there's a private conversation in the chat, but thank you very much all the same. The Epic Heroes Blade was based on the old Hasbro Winter Soldier body. Yeah, I'm sure the figure itself was terrible, but it's all... When I say the Epic Heroes Blades, I'm sort of about, like Rich was saying, the old prototypes got found apart from that Blade. That Blade was meant to be a variant to the Punisher, and it never made it to retail. Never found it to the shelves. I didn't think Blade was a bad figure. He wasn't the best, but I got him cheap and was pleased. Blade with a new edge, says Phil Jones. Tyrone says, I like Aaron Brun, but he writes terrible dialogue. Home Dude says, super, ultra, mega, hit. Thirsty for Chicken says, I need a Ghost Rider Mammoth. Any of the comics that Rich M doesn't like, he seems to recommend everything. Just ignore him.
See, no, that's a good point. But the thing is, Raph, is like I don't tend to like talk about comics I don't like because I don't buy them. Like, so it's like I big up the things I just said that I didn't think the Jason Aaron run there's bad bits to it, but I thought Blade was a good point. Like, if you want to talk about bad comics, Excalibur from Marvel, what a load of shit. And that's got Jubilee in it, my favorite character, and that is a terrible comic book. But like, it's all a matter of opinion. Some people like sing, some people don't. I think it's load shit. It might be someone else's favorite comic. So, you know, we can all like different things.
I get the same criticism from my YouTube channel in general. People are like, oh, he's a Hasbro. What did Tucker Art call me? A Hasbro bum pirate. And like, he's not wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, walk the plank, Mamiti, or whatever. I drink rum, and like, my point is, like Rich says, I don't waste my time and energy and money, let's be honest, like, on things I don't like. So like, why would I buy things just to talk shit about them? That's not what I do. This is a fun hobby for me.
if you thought Legends was like becoming, you didn't like Legends anymore, you would just stop buying, and therefore the channel would probably go into a different, like, be a Turtles
and tea every week. Yeah, Tanner, get ready, clear your schedule. No, but we're in a golden age, so we're good. But my point is, I completely agree with you, Rich. Just because I just like, if I've got a platform, I don't want to spread negativity. This is a fun hobby for me. So keep it light and fluffy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all good. There's plenty of people out there that want to chat shit and get hits off chatting shit. There's some miserable old men on YouTube, people. You don't have to look hard to find them. There's people on YouTube that hate everything. It's sad. But anyway, I digress. Blade. A lot of people want Blade. He's gone to 79%. Still... Oh, okay. Werewolf by Night was 85, so Werewolf by Night is still our winner. So I'm going to end that poll at 79% for Blade. So yeah, the Blade. It did say modern Blade, so I don't know if that put anyone off, but still, there you go. 79% for Blade. So far in the lead still is Werewolf by Night. Next up, Moonstone. Tell us about Moonstone, Rich.
So Moonstone, aka Carla Sofin, so she's probably best known as a member of the Thunderbolts, but she's been like around for ages. She was like in like as Carla Sofin, she did like debuted as like a mob mistress in like Captain America 192. Then she showed up as Moonstone in Incredible Hulk, and then obviously she fought the Avengers. She was a member of like the Masters of Evil. Like one of my favorite characters, like anti-hero with Carla. I think all the Thunderbolts kind of had like some kind of redemption along the way. They all became like good characters, like Songbird, Mac 5, like they all became good. Or even like Atlas had bits where he tried to be good. But I think Carla has always been like the schemer, the Machiavellian like undertones, which she's always had like this evil edge. Like she's like a psychologist trained psychologist, so she like uses her powers to like manipulate Zemo, manipulate the others to get what she wants. And she's always been a bit of a bad bitch, to be honest with you. But with Moonstone, this outfit for Moonstone, this is her like most modern look from the Realm of Kings. So when she was in the Thunderbolts, she disguised herself as Meteorite to be like a hero. And then she's had like the last figure that we got of Moonstone in the SCC Thunderbolt set was that like white with like the diamond around her chest. So this kind of like combines like her Moonstone look with her Meteorite look. It's got more of like an armored kind of thing to her.
It's like golden red, right? This
yeah, golden red. So it kind of, like the Meteorite armor was all orange, and obviously the mask covered her face because obviously they didn't want anyone to know who they were, the Thunderbolts. So they all like used disguises to try and like hide themselves, and like Zemo like covered them up a bit as well. But this is like her most modern look where she's like back to being kind of like a villain as well. Like she is anti-hero because like sometimes she has been good for like brief periods, but Carla's always got something going on behind the scenes, I think. Like always like there's undertones of like evilness to her. And I think with Moonstone, considering we've had that like Moonstone back, that figure is a nightmare to find. So to finally get like, although I'm putting in a Walgreens shelf, so I'm so sorry, Americans, but to the rest of the world, will be available everywhere. So look, there we go.
They've got iComic Industries if they really want. So no complaints there. But yeah, like you were saying, in regards to Legends, she has become one of those figures that I think someone just said. I think Mike D said in the chat that 2-pack, yeah, he says that box set was out of reach for most. I never got the Thunderbolts box set. I really wanted Ghost from that Thunderbolt box set, and I would look on eBay for him for ages, like literally years. I'd have him in my watch list, and no one would ever sell him. And I think Dante, well, it was Dante from the Infinite Equation podcast, Dark Joker's in himself, hooked me up with Ghost finally. So I now have the Thunderbolts Ghost on my shelf, but I still don't have Moonstone. So I myself, just for figure form, just to have that character on the shelf, I would take Moonstone in any form. But I do like this golden red look for her as well. And yeah, I do think she classes an anti-hero for sure.
And like Moonstone is one of those characters who comes up in these polls all the time. Like we've done Moonstone in like her black look before. We've done Moonstone when she was the Dark Miss Marvel. And like when we did this original list, Moonstone wasn't on this list. We put Atlas on it, and then like everyone wanted Moonstone, and no one mentioned Atlas when we did the poll. So we switched it. I switched it over to Moonstone at the last minute. Makes sense. I would love a Moonstone figure, and I think that speaks to the demand. Like she is like a key character to that Thunderbolts team. Like that's like one of the 90s, I think, success stories with comic books. It's one of those new teams, even though they were all existing heroes, and they give like new life to these characters. And if like the way things are going in the MCU, maybe we'll see the Thunderbolts there, and maybe they'll need their own like psychologist to help them, and maybe Carla will show up as well.
Well, Moonstone. Do you reckon if Legends did give us a new Moonstone, it would be on the Moonstone body, or would they give us something new?
It's a body that is like a lot of people. Some people love it, some people do not like it at all. Like I love that body.
Very busty, isn't it? It's a busty body, right?
Yeah, but I don't. There's nothing wrong with boobs.
Look,
I don't get that. It's like you've got like Hulk, who is like, you know, shirtless and ripped, and Thor, who's like all muscles and everything. And it's like a girl with boobs. Like, what's wrong with a girl with boobs? And you know,
nothing.
I'm not a boob man, but I know I appreciate the Moonstone design.
Well, Rich, there's nothing wrong with boobs. Don't worry about it, mate. There's nothing wrong. I'll speak for the people. Let me look at the chat. People are all saying similar things, as in they want Moonstone, but it seems like people want her in different versions. I've seen a few people say they want the Miss Marvel version, That would be great, to be fair, to get an accurate display of the Dark Avengers on the shelf at some point. Like, I'm sure we can mix and match.
Do a box set of the Dark Avengers at this point. So many of them are in need of an update. It's like,
and a lot of it could be like, they love a box set because they get to throw in a few redos and reissues. They could so easily do that. You got the Norman Osborn head, you put that on the Iron Patriot. You've got the Bullseye head, put that on the old Hawkeye. Like, the other bits of repaint. Give us a Moonstone paint. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so easy, like, to do that, I think, without spending a lot of money.
Like Mike D says in the chat, this could be a Thunderbolt theme maybe for...
well, Baron
we've got Zemo, yeah.
Zemo
could be a secret Thunderbolt theme now. We never know.
That would be very good. I would not say no to that at all. And as I said, she seems popular as well because we're getting a lot of hits in the chat. And 74% for Moonstone. So I'm going to wait for two more votes on that to get up to 40 votes. And then we'll move on. But Cheeky Monkey Gara says, hit for boobs. I agree. Press that like button for more boobs. Amanda's downstairs going, what is going on? Amanda, can we show them your boobs? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I've got headphones on. I don't even know if she could have shouted yes, and I'd never even know.
Brandon's probably watching this with Mrs. Hero, and she's like, "You're never doing the show again."
He's sat on the plane now watching the replay, and he just spit out his ice cream. He's like, "Oh my god, they've gone X-rated without me." Thunderbolt series is coming up for you. Yeah, that's true. Disney Plus are going to do Thunderbolts or maybe a film. I don't know. But again, when we keep saying all the time, when things are in the pop culture zeitgeist a little bit more, it encourages the toy lines to follow that direction. So if that's the direction they're going, 2023, who knows? We could get lots of Thunderbolts characters. Danny's going to sleep on the sofa, says Cloud. Yeah, probably. Probably. Just me and stinky fishy Teddy. There's no official word about the Thunderbolts, Tyrone. Yeah, I'm sure it is all rumours, I'm sure. But still, I'm sure. I reckon... even without it officially announced, if you're a fan of the MCU and you've been watching recently, with US Agent, with Val obviously appearing at the end, spoiler alert, of Black Widow, talking to Yolanda, so I think they're going in the Thunderbolts direction, okay? Don't worry about it. Zemo himself is just been gone to the... Never mind. You know the score. Okay, let's end that poll. So we're ending that on 73% for Moonstone. So, still, our leader... so far now is Werewolf by Night, still at 85%. So clear favourite so far. Next up, talking about clear favourites, I think a lot of people were mentioning this to me as a character that they wanted for this anti-heroes wave. And Rich, you seem to listen to the people. Man of the people.
Yeah, so this is Daken and Wolverine, the son of Wolverine. So he has been like a good guy, a bad guy. Currently, he is a good guy in X-Factor after the House of X. He's dating Aurora, a sister to North Star. And he's still kind of like, he's not never fully a hero, Daken. He's always like his own motives. He's always the dodgiest of all the Wolverine family, I think. So this is like his new look. So he's got like, he's shirtless with his tattoo still. He's got those like big baggy pants as well, which like he's a 90s rapper or something. But he's like, a lot of people don't like this look. A lot of people would like him in his classic look or like the dark Wolverine look as well. Because I think like that was another Epic Heroes, was it? That was like an alternate. You had the Daken and Mass Daken as well, like with just his like tattooed shoulder out.
Yeah, variant, I think.
Yeah. So like he's well overdue an update because he's got like those bad like hips and like dodgy legs that they used to do.
That was on the old Epic Heroes card as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was on Epic Heroes, yeah. So this would be a really good figure, whether it's in this look or one of his more classic looks. I just hope they just don't put him in a Wolverine suit with his tattoo. Like, we need like a new head and everything for Daken, so it would be a really cool figure.
This would have been a perfect opportunity to put in that Wolverine box set that we got recently. But they seem to miss the mark on that and not give us a full box set of Wolverine-related characters. But this would have been a perfect candidate.
Yeah, that seemed to skew more classic-y Wolverine, like more 90s. So you had like Cyber, Omega Red, and then obviously Mastermind and Callisto. But Mastermind does kind of link to Wolverine a bit, and Callisto has been on the same page as Wolverine in the comic book. I don't know.
Yeah, that counts. Put her in a box set. Look, when you look in the chat, as I said, this one was very popular. So your boy's got a toy says hit, need him for my Iceman. Rush McGann says hit. Tanner says hit any version of Draken would do. Jamie, lots of hits. Tekken Collect says family packs, the Wolverines, the Hawks, the Richards. Yep, that'd be great. Thirsty for Chicken says I would never vote for this. Tanner Tac says lots of hits. Mini Plastic Multiverse, lots of hits. Would love a Draken. Doc Avenger says I don't have him, so he's a hit. J Stores Collection UK says hit as the old one has the ball hips that look rubbish. Yeah, that's terrible. Those I remember those hips are terrible. What's the talent? He must be confident. Be on the X-Factor.
He's ready, Lizzie Hart. He's ready.
Rush McGowan says I hated the Dark Wolverine look for Draken. Thirsty for Chicken says he looks like an early 2000s Xbox character. Okay.
This is kind of like the art that sort of the artist has drawn this version. I think that's kind of like what he looks like, but I think it depends on who's drawing him. He can look more realistic. I think this is more like of a cartoony look. But I like this art. I liked X-Factor. I thought it was quite a good comic.
He looks
book.
like he's straight out of the X-Men Evolution cartoon there, doesn't he, Brandon?
Brandon will be down for this now.
71% so far in the voting. I'll let a couple more votes come in. So if you are near a keyboard or mouse, let us know by hitting hit or miss for Draken. So far, Werewolf by Night is still in the lead with 85%. And I don't think Draken's going to beat him because he's only on 70% so far. Tac is swooning for Draken, says George. Maybe a 2-pack with Punisher to make the Franken-Castle, says Mike D. Wait, is this Shang from Mulan or is it Draken? I've never seen Mulan, but I suppose that's a character.
Let's get down to business. I've not seen Mulan. I've not seen Mulan. Watch the cartoon. The cartoon's alright.
There's a couple of Disney films, as I said, because I grew up in a household full of lads, kids, boys. There were certain Disney films that we just never watched, even though we had Cinderella on video. I think my mum just slipped that in there because she loves Cinderella. But I never seen The Little Mermaid until I was older. I never seen loads of the ones that you'd assume are more girl-based.
The female-led ones.
Yeah. I had like Aladdin, The Lion King, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as I said, Cinderella randomly. How did that? Why was that in my video collection as a kid? I blame my mum. I reckon she was a Cinderella fan. She went, the lads will like this, surely. I'll sneak it in. I did enjoy it. I like the mice in it. Okay, Abnugler says he looks like Hun from the TMNT 2003. I've never seen that version. If you'd watched T and Turtles and T, you'd know I've never seen that version of Abnugler. So Abnugler, I'm disappointed in you. Okay, I'm ending the poll. 71%, over 40 votes. I like it. 71%. Still pretty good, though. Still pretty good. Again, this is a character that I've seen a lot of people say they wanted, and definitely a character. It's been done in the Hasbro era, but in the more of the epic hero dark days of Hasbro. Definitely worthy of an upgrade. Okay, next up. Where's Lizzie Hearts? Lizzie Hearts, I want to see a lot of emojis in the chat because we've moved on to...
We've moved on this now, Lizzie Hart, just for you. That's what I've been doing, is drawing this, dragging and dropping all my bits of clip art just for Lizzie Hart. You got Nebula in there.
This wasn't on the list at the start of the stream, but we've seen Lizzie Hearts and we're like, right, Rich, get on it in secret.
We asked Kitty Pride and we've got Nebula in there instead.
But Comic Nebula is a character we want in Legends form. I don't have we ever had, I know I haven't got Comic Nebula. I know she's not been out in the Hasbro days. Did Toy Biz ever do a comic version of Nebula?
No, so I think the only Nebula was like the 3.75 inch version that they did in that. Like that was like a San Diego box set as well, wasn't it? It was like the Infinity Gauntlet set they did.
Yeah. Because it was actually shaped as an Infinity Gauntlet, weren't it? Box. Yeah. Because I had a big Thanos, a 3.75 inch, whatever. You know what I mean?
So that figure was based on the main look. So like Nebula with hair, which is like I love this look for Nebula. So Nebula was evil. Like Nebula,
your boys got toys through in a super chat. Sorry, Rich.
YA Boys got toys donated $5.
Oh, he's a good man.
80 plus watching. Hit that like Bhutan.
I appreciate that. Your boys got toys. Thank you very much. He says 80 plus watching. Hit that like Bhutan. I don't know why we've turned Jamaican, but please do, whether you're Jamaican or not. Hit the like Bhutan. I used to always tell people, if you can't do a Jamaican accent, just say beer can. Beer can.
Beer can.
Beer can. See? Beer can.
Beer can.
Richie wants some bacon for breakfast. Yeah, there you go. Now we're all Jamaican. Hit that like button for us, please, people. I appreciate that. And thank you. I can't even speak now. Thank you. You boys got toys for the super chat. Thank you very much. Friday is working, people. So get your comments heard. Let us know your anti-villains you'd like to see, anti-heroes you'd like to see. Because where's Lizzie Hart? She best have commented by now. Otherwise I'm going to be disappointed. Okay, so let me put the poll up. Actually, tell us a little bit about Nebula. Why I put this poll up for us.
So Nebula and the start of comic books, like, so she showed up in like Avengers in like 1985. I can't remember the issue. Someone couldn't look it up on Wikipedia, but she was like, it was like early, like mid 80s, 1985. She showed up in the Avengers, and she was just a villain. She's like, only recently they've put her more into a line with the MCU version of Nebula, kind of like this anti-hero type of thing. So again, like her cybernetics, so the alternate head here is her more modern look, where they've made her more look like the Karen Gillan version of Nebula. But I want this classic look with her hair like that. I mean, she's been bold in the comic books before and like had all the cybernetics, but not to the extent that she's got now. But this version, like with the Infinity Gauntlet saga, just like a really cool looking character, a badass, and like, why haven't we got a Nebula yet? Like, to be fair, considering the Guardians of the Galaxy have had like 2 big movies, the comic book Guardians don't get the love that I think they deserve throughout the Legends line. Like, maybe not even in like a full-on Guardians of the Galaxy wave, but like release some in other places, like that Guardians set, that Entertainment Earth box set, the 5 figures.
Never got it. Yeah, I never got that.
Yeah, that they could be like we like saying about like other figures, but they could be all re-released. Like, never mind Elektra. Give me that Gamora, give me that Drax, give me that Star-Lord in his like classic like DNA look, like with his like helmet and stuff like that, before they like, because the thing with the Guardians, and I think more than anyone else, is that they've kind of like in comic books they align them to be more like the MCU versions of the characters.
Yeah, now they do.
So like their costumes change. Like in the most current Al Ewing comic books, he kind of like tried to change it up a bit, and they've gone back to like more uniform, like looking like more like a military unit type of thing. They've all got like uniform.
Isn't
looks.
that when Kitty Pryde's in?
No,
okay,
we don't speak about that, Run, Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah, when Kitty Pryde was Star-Lord. I think it was Rectangular. I think was like bigging up the Brian Bendis run of God. He bought like the omnibus, and honestly, I thought.
Oh, Rich is cut out. He'll be back. I'm sure. But the poll is now up for Nebula. As Rich was saying there, with the Guardians of the Galaxy comic versions, they came out in that box set. That is definitely a gap I'm missing on my display behind me. You won't see any of the comic Guardians because I don't have them in figure form, disappointingly. So I take all of the Guardians, and I'm talking like the original comic Guardians as well. Like, we got Yondu in the 3 3/4 inch versions of Legends, but we never got him in the 6-inch version of Legends in his comic form. Even the MCU one goes for a pretty penny now as well. So yeah, more cosmic characters, as I said, is always a must. But I love the Guardians, and the movies just made me like them more, made me dive a little bit deeper. So yeah, really, Rich is definitely gone now. I'm sure he'll be back in a second. But let me check this poll real quick. So 75% for Nebula, real quick. Let me have Lizzie Hart says, I was the first on the poll. I'm sure you were with the hit, as you should. But yeah, this is, as I said, Nebula in the comics, she held the Infinity Gauntlet. Do you know, like, she's a big deal. And as I said, James Gunn obviously put her into the zeitgeist a little bit more for your average sort of pop culture fan. But yeah, she's been around in the comics for a little bit. And yeah, like Rich said, I like both versions of Nebula. Let me see if I can put the image up with just me. Let me go to the chat while that's going. Actually, let's get Rich back in here. I think someone shot a firework at his internet connection or something, but he's all right. There you go, Rich. You're back in the room.
It's because I diss Kitty Pryde. They finally got me. I can't do it anymore. I love Kitty Pryde.
You were literally about to say something that you didn't like. You were like, Rectangular was the one talking about Brian Bender's version of it, and I didn't, and it cut out. So you were about to say something negative, and YouTube stopped you.
It was Todd. He's everywhere. Like with his leaks, he was like, he's not dissing that run that I like. Shut up, Richard. But yeah, no, but Guardians is like, I really love the Guardians, like the Dan Abner, Andy Lanning run, like Annihilation, that kind of era, and the current run from Ali Wynn, really good comic book. And yeah, give us a Nebula.
Who used the Infinity Gauntlet on Rich? Says Jay's Toys Collection UK. Greg
Abnagler, probably.
Yeah.
He's there.
Ralph Baskin. Tiger King season 2 coming very soon as well. I can't wait to see how the rivalry between Rich M and Ralph Baskin continues. George says could give her swap arms and head for that ruined zombie look that she had before snagging the Infinity Gauntlet. Never going to say no to more interchangeable parts. Never going to say no to that. But yeah, just before you cut out there, I was saying that even the original rendition of the Guardians, you know, like the Yondu era of the Guardians, haven't had 6-inch forms. We got the Yondu in the 3 3/4, but never in the 6-inch form either. So there's like still loads of Guardian characters we need in comic form.
Yeah.
But definitely Nebula's one. Again, with Gamora, with Star-Lord, with all the originals. We had Drax in Epic Heroes. Talking about Epic Heroes a lot, but we had Drax in that Epic Heroes wave as well, didn't we? Well, Epic Heroes line as well.
From like the classic Guardians.
And Rocket Raccoon, he was the builder for that.
Yeah, Little Rocket.
Yeah,
and we had Major Victory was in the last movie wave, wasn't he? From the classic Yondu era.
Yeah, with the Captain America shield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had him. We need the one that's all crystal. We need Yondu.
Martin X. Martin X as well, yeah.
Yes, he'd be great as a translucent style figure for sure. Right, let's look at this poll then real quick. Lizzie Hart's, if she could vote more than once, she would be. But Nebula's quite popular, 78% for Nebula. Definitely a cosmic, there's no denying it's a cosmic character that is needed in figure form. As I said, we haven't had one. So whether you want her on your display or not, you can't argue that in Legends form, she is needed. So let me end that poll and we'll move on to the next one. And the next one is, if I can find my button, about halfway through now, so we'll ramp this up a little bit. Another popular character that was asked for a lot. Another one, I'll say this at the start. Now, technically, we have already had Mystique here as a Walgreens exclusive. Like, we had Mystique as a Walgreens exclusive. That was the sort of classic sort of mind's eye version of her. Very hard to get on the aftermarket. Very hard. But Mystique changes her look quite a bit. I don't know if you know this about Mystique, but she can sort of look however she wants. And you've went for an interesting... There you go. That it goes for a pretty penny right now in the aftermarket. One of those ones I should have bought 2 of, to be honest, but I never did. Great figure. But the version you've picked there for your image, what version of Mystique's that?
So this is 90s X-Factor Mystique. So this was like Havoc, Multiple Man, Strong Guy, and Most Spain kind of left the team. And then Sabretooth, Wild Child, and Mystique all kind of joined. So it's after the Age of Apocalypse. It went through like a bit... It's not era of X-Factor, I don't think. But I love this era of X-Factor. And the thing about this Mystique is like Toy Biz did a massive 10-inch figure using this look, because basically we just repainted the 10-inch Rogue in this costume instead. So if you just because she's got like the jacket, they just painted like the jacket white, painted like the bodysuit white, painted the belt red, and then like obviously painted the thighs blue rather than having like Rogue's green like leggings going down. So they just made like an easy Mystique figure. And I had this figure as a kid, like this big 10-inch Mystique. And I loved it. It didn't fit with anything, but it was like super cool. And it's like one of those looks that just sticks with me. Like Mystique, it tends to be versions of this. This is like the go-to Mystique look. I think obviously in Epic Heroes, they did like, when she was like a spy for Xavier, they did like a black leather look.
We should have had a ting, by the way. Every time we say Epic Heroes, there'd be a little counter in the corner. Goes, ding!
Epic Heroes, like Rider Waves, they're like our go-to phrases tonight.
But it shows, again, we're 20 years into Marvel Legends now. Epic Heroes was like nearly a decade ago. Actually, 2022, Epic Heroes would be a decade ago, right?
Yeah.
So, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, you're right. Mystique had the black outfit, the biker sort of look, as you were saying then. What other versions have we had of her?
So that I think that's it. And obviously we've had the Fox version of Mystique that they released last year. That's probably the most current one. Is movie Mystique. Rebecca Romaine look.
Tanner with a super chat. Thank you very much, Tanner.
Tanner Uzel donated £5. Where is the Spidey representation in the list? Winking face Kane Parker and superior Spidey good anti-heroes that need doing.
Heroes? What's there? You can't say heroes properly. That's another one. We'll add that to the T-Grey list. Thank you very much, Tanner, for the super chat. As I said, my co-companion on Turtles and Tea. Go and check that out. If you're a fan of Turtles, we did a live stream just like this, but talking Turtles, like all Turtles. So if you're a Turtles fan, did I say Turtles enough? It's on the poll. It's on the poll. It's on the video feed now on my YouTube channel, all right? Turtles and Tea, shout out the Super Turk. But yeah, he says, where is the Spidey representation in this list? Kane Parker and the superior Spidey, good anti-heroes that need doing. You're not wrong, my friend, but the list isn't over yet. Let's just say we might have a bit of Spidey. It might not be the representation you want, but there's some Spidey on this list, so stay tuned, all right?
There are some Spidey, like the last third of this list is kind of like all Spidey kind of characters in a way. They all tie into Spider-Man, whether they might not be Spider-related heroes.
There you go, Tanner. Stick around. Let me look at the chat real quick. So it's 66% for Mystique, but I did put the X-Factor 90s costume of Mystique. Now, I'm sure if we said re-release of the version that you've got there in your hand, it probably would be 100%, because I know a lot of people are after that one. I randomly get messages, by the way, like on having an Instagram that's all Marvel Legends. Occasionally people will hit me up asking where they can get Legends. I regularly get people asking me where they can get that Mystique from, and I was like, Walgreens 3 years ago. Like, don't know where now.
That's probably by a lot of people like this, so they're probably thinking I couldn't get that Walgreens exclusive and you're making another Walgreens Mystique, you bastards.
Yeah. There you go. Phil Jones, thank you very much. He's put the Turtles and Tea pilot episode. It is a pilot. Me and Tanner were just testing the water. So please let me know your feedback on that in the comments of that video. I've just pinned it to the top of the chat. So save it to your watch list. Don't go anywhere just yet. Me and Rich ain't finished. But as I said, just it's there. Moonstone was dating Spidey in the Marvel Zombies book, says Mike D. Where is Kane, says George. Oh, they've started a coalition against us in the chat now. Mini Plastic Morgan says, Miss looks cool, but I don't think I'd pick her up. Tax is hit. Rich M, do you mean you don't want the AOA Mystique?
No, I don't give a shit about AOA Mystique. She's not one of the main characters. Like Nightcrawler, we need Storm, we need
Gambit.
Abyss. Yeah, Gambit and the Externals, all of them. Jubilee, Lila Cheney, all of them.
Yeah. As I said, like I've literally got 2 waves of AOA now, so I wouldn't even be mad. My not that I ever hated AOA, but I have learnt to love the figures for what they are, and they've got their own little corner of my shelf, so I wouldn't hate a wave 3. Mr. Sinister's another one we could get, but we probably won't now. We've got him in the VHS card anyway.
And everyone like shout out Kane, like just to spoil it, but Kane is not on this list. But Kane was on this list until Phil Jones intervened. So you can all thank Phil Jones for when it comes to why Kane's not on this list.
Get your pitchforks, get your flaming sticks, and chase down Cool Toys UK, Phil Jones. Lizzie Hart says, "How yeah in that costume." 78% should be 100. 67% we've got so far for the X-Factor costume Mystique. I'm going to end it there, and I will keep going through. Rush McGann says, I like Mystique's dark X-Men bodysuit look. Okay, next up is Ronin, another popular character that a lot of people suggested. Another relevant character, because I'm assuming we're going to get some flashbacks in the Hawkeye series showing him as Ronin, but we all know Echo's due a series, or everything's in development, let's be honest, but Echo was the original Ronin as well, right? I think before Hawkeye took the mantle.
No, so Hawkeye was the original one,
okay,
and then Echo took it over like after him, and then like other people have had it since, like Blade, like the LMD and Ant-Man. There's been like different versions, but these are like the most recognizable would be Hawkeye, and then Maya, Echo, they've had it. So yeah, a really like another. Is this another epic hero as well? We gotta start picking from here.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was epic hero.
No, that's okay.
It might have been a Toy Biz 2-pack.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm thinking so.
But it's like another hero that is long overdue an update, especially like as you say, coming in that Disney Plus Hawkeye series as well. So like multiple heads as well. You could like swap it over to be different characters as well. Like, you know, we could, and because she's like on, because Ronan is on a male back, you don't have to worry about double jointed elbows, even though we've got them now, because you can get double jointed elbows if you're on a man body, can't you? So easy Maya to get her to be double jointed. I think we will see these characters in their MCU looks probably more likely, but I mean, like, she's like he and she are the perfect villain, the perfect character. If they're like an anti-hero for a Walgreens exclusive, that might be like, you know, it's off the beaten path. It's not like, you know, the most well-known look for Hawkeye or for Echo. Well, so to get this figure,
so the MCU version from Endgame, obviously, I've got on the shelf here. Do you reckon there is some reuse in this version to create a comic version?
No, I would say no. I would say, because that's more like a hoodie. He's like more a westernized take on Ronan, and he's not like this one looks like more like he could be like a Ninja Turtle cartoon. I think like the comic book version type of thing. He's got that more like stylized, like Eastern kind of look, I think, to it.
For the record, I love this figure, and I hope we do get flashbacks to Hawkeye as Ronan in the series, because we never got enough of this version of Hawkeye in Endgame. But there wasn't enough. There was one good scene. We needed more. Because apparently he was in Japan for ages or something, or he was doing something. Oh, he's fell off now. It doesn't matter. But yes, comic version Ronan. We've had him before. Like Rich said, I don't think it was Epic Heroes. I think it was in a 2-pack. I'm sure someone in the comments has already told us. But I would take this all day long. And I love it when you can get one figure and turn it into 2 or 3 versions of a character. And the multiple Hebs will do exactly that. And I love options for display as well.
And Rash McGowan is being me in the chat today, so he's telling me that no, I'm wrong. So it was Echo first, because Hawkeye was dead after like Avengers Disassembled. So it was Echo was Ronin first, and then Hawkeye was afterwards after that one. Yeah,
I didn't want to challenge you with your knowledge, but I thought
I'm not always right. I'm quite often wrong.
No, but I didn't. Echo wasn't Echo. We only found out about Echo after she was Ronan. She was always Ronan first. That's how I remember the 2 characters. Is that it was Echo, it was Ronan, and then when she was unmasked, she'd become Echo after that. Yeah, all good. Okay, let me look at the poll. So the poll for this, 30 votes, 67%. So I'll let that go for just a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get a few more votes in there. So if you're near the keyboard, if you're near a mouse, you're on your phone, hit the poll, a hit or a miss. Would you like to buy a comic version of Ronan with the Clint and the Maya interchangeable heads? It's always good. Yeah, Toys R Us 2-packs as J Toys Collection UK. Yeah, I thought I was right with that. It was. I didn't know if I was getting it confused with a hand ninja, because I know Elektra was with a hand ninja. Alexa's downstairs going, "What? Hello? How may I help?" We need the Nemesis Bath. I think he says Bath, or maybe he says Raph. Maybe he's talking to Raph. Gimme, says Dan Hayden. Tyrone Jones says Miss. It was a 2-pack with the Skrull. It was with an Elektra. See, we were all right. We were all right, people. 10 Bones says, yeah, the shoehorned Hawkeye. They shoehorned Hawkeye into that costume as a retcon. I don't believe for a moment they intended for Ronan to be Hawkeye. I love the MCU Ronan figure, says Phil Jones. 10 Bones says, I actually thought it would have been cool if Ronan was the swordsman. Not just a master of bows, also of swords. Greg says Hawkeye was Ronan first. He took that persona when he was revived after House of M. Echo took it on later. So everyone's saying everything. We'll have to fact check that and get back to you, because people are saying different things.
I know that whatever was going on, they originally intended it to be Matt Murdock when it was supposed to be Daredevil was going to be Ronan, and then it leaked on the internet, so they had to change it last minute. So whether it was Maya or Clint first, I'm sure someone can look it up on Wikipedia.
Doesn't matter. We're all winners here, right? We're all talking toys. And Tanner left for a minute. They said Kane was not on the list. Oh, did he? I didn't know. Mini Plasma All versus Hit. Rush says wrong. Echo premiered as Ronan before House of M took place. Again,
fight.
yeah. Who does that? Who's that comedian that does that? What's his name?
Harry Hill.
Harry Hill. Watch his skit about Coventry Market, by the way. It's so true if you've never seen it. There's a whole sing and dance about Coventry Market. Mike D. Ronin was the Hawkeye first in the New Avengers. Again, fight out. I don't know. Hero of Collectors. Rush is correct. Echo was first.
Hero of Collectors. Where were you? You missed Daken. You were picked. We've already showed him.
Yeah, I think he was lurking. I think he's around. He's around.
No.
He wants Hero of Collectors, by the way, wants to do a Lego themed stream of like wanted Lego sets and stuff. So I said that we have to speak it out, but I'm definitely game for doing a Lego themed stream. I love a bit of Lego. Tanner says, I'm still here. It's just this match has turned into a crazy thing I've ever seen. 5 goals, 3 red cards. He's distracted. He's got the football on. I can't blame him. His team just got a new manager, so they need a victory. I would totally have brought Matt Murdock as Ronin. That would have been cool. Ronin was teased as a new character, and then eventually, obviously, we know what happened. I think that's what Mike D is trying to say. Right, let me end this poll because he did jump up a little bit. I think we convinced people and changed their mind because he did go up to 70%. Oh shit, what was Mystique on? I didn't write it down.
100%.
100%. No, it wasn't. It was 64. I just checked. 100%. You and Lizzie Hart's. If it was just polling you two, it would have been 100%. Okay, Clint was 70%. So far, still in the lead now. As we're getting into the final sort of quarter, Werewolf by Night is still in the lead with 85%. Let's see if this guy can dethrone him. Solo!
You wanted a Spider-Man tie-in? Why not? Solo, who debuted in Web of Spider-Man issue 19 in October, like 1980-something, 86, 87? Mid-80s! There we go. So, like, Solo is, anti-hero. So he was like born in the USA, but he renounced like all his citizenship.
Born in the US. That's a song, right? Sorry, it just jumped in my head.
but he didn't want to belong to any country, Dan. He wanted to be solo. So he was
So
he was like a counter-terrorism operative in the Marvel universe. And then, he came into contact with Spider-Man, with, Ultimatum, all different... He's been around. He eventually joined, Deadpool in the Mercs for Money. Mercs for Money, that was what they were called.
I've got the first run of Mercs for Money, all single issues. I like that. I enjoyed that.
So I think Solo joins... Is he in the second run of that or in the first run?
He's in the more modern, the 2016 run. With
Hitmonkey and Domino and people like that. And...
They're all different colours. It's like the rainbow sort of Daredevil team. They released a box set of that in the Freedom Quarter. And Solo obviously was behind one of the masks. Same with Slapstick and
Stingray and
loads of just these Z characters. But it was a fun team because Daredevil at that time. In the comics, Deadpool was pretty funny. He had the same. He had a Spider-Man crossover book as well. I've got loads. You've seen my box. I've got one. There was a phase I just brought loads of comics, and then I couldn't afford it, so I fell off. I started buying more toys. But yeah, Solo is a character I know from that run. I didn't really know of him before that. Is my point. But I do like it as he is. He's a merc. He's a merc for money. So I like those type of characters, the ones that don't care about the justice system or anything like that. Because let's be honest, the justice system doesn't always work, all right? Doesn't always work. So I like people that are no, if you're like the Punisher, that's why I love Franken-Castle. If you're a bad guy, no excuses, no courtroom, you're dead. You know, it's how it should be. Depends on the crime, of course. Obviously, if you get caught speeding, I think they should let you off a little bit. Maybe not kill you, but still.
And if you get caught driving your car watching YouTube, you get eternal spoilers just for you.
Yeah, dangerous. Yeah, that's your own fault, Brandon, for being on your phone in the car, all right? Learned your lesson now. Okay, did I put the poll up for Solo? Right, there should be a poll up. Oh, wow. So far, 88%. He could be dethroned. I did not expect it, but Solo... in Marvel Legends form, could be dethroning Werewolf by Night as our most popular pick so far. Let me just look in the chat real quick. Lego and Lager, says Lizzie Hartz. I do say it all the time. I love a spin-off. I told you, Simpsons and Sambuca, Wrestling and Whiskey, These are all ideas. Joe's and Juice. Mark Tack. I told Mark Tack to start Joe's and Juice. Like Joe's and Juice. I'd love to do it. I just can't. If I could, honestly, Rich, right? If I lived on my own and didn't have a full-time job, I would stream every day of the week and I would literally run that theme into the ground. But unfortunately, I have a full-time job and a missus, so I can't. But Joe's and Juice would be a good one to do. But I like Lego and Largo as well. That's not bad. Okay, Tat with Film says hit. Solo, yes, he needs a Deadpool mask. Says yeah, that'd be great, by the way. Solo, like head sculpt, but then you get a Deadpool mask as well. That'd be great. Flying Solo, says Matt Tat. Tenbone says I'm all in. Solo would be neat, says Doombot. Phil Jones says 1986 via Google. So Solid Snake, says Sholon and Wu-Tang. Dan Hayden says stick with the paddling and Deadpool. In hand Solo, says Tat. Is cracking film reference jokes. You get it? Tat with film. I get what he's doing. How should it be? Looks like Dan who reviews is showing some true colours here. How it should be. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Never heard of this character's Hero Collectors. Abnugler says, can I have a live stream show where you as well, Dan, 80s and eggnog or retro and red milk? I don't start that. Phil Jones is already signing up to YouTube right now to start that right now. Retro and red milk. Barbie and Bleach.
And my only condition for doing these shows is no Abdugler appearances. Sorry, Abdugler.
But Phil Jones has been hammering Barbies and Bleach, but like, that's a dangerous game to play. I wouldn't encourage anyone to drink Bleach. Look, I love The Simpsons. What's his name? Here he is. He's on my shelf right here. Smithers. He loves Barbie, or as they call her in The Simpsons, Malibu Stacy. Have you seen that episode? She's got a new hat. Of course you have. No, that's not even that episode. No, it is. It is. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Talking Simpsons. Where's the Sambuca? How about a stream with Yumi and Dan Yoon and just call it Free Dans? I doubt Dan Yoon would be interested, but we can ask him. All right, Solo's dipped a little bit now. 71% for Solo. So he was high. He was on 88 and he's dipped a little bit. So a few more misses came in there. I think a few people like the Hero of Collectors of the World have come in and went, I don't know who this character is. I don't need him on my shelf. Man-Wolf over Werewolf by Night. Here's J. Jonah Jameson's son. So Spider-Man tie-in, says Ten Bones.
Yeah.
Very true. I have Terra, Deadpool, so I need Solo. Yeah, that's true. Terra was one of the other Mercs for Money. I'm in Texas. Red milk is whiskey, says Ten Bones. Yeah. To be fair, in America, red milk is the milk I like. It's just in the UK, it's semi-skimmed or full skimmed, whatever it is. I can't remember. Full skimmed not a thing. Is that a thing? Oh, bloody hell. I need a milk stream now. This is what you do to me, Phil Jones. Anyway, I'm closing the poll for Solo. I'm going off on too many tangents here. Right, 70%. That's pretty good for Solo, to be fair. I would take a Mercs for Money box set in the 6-inch scale, though. I was a little bit jealous that they did it in the 3 3/4. We did get a purple Deadpool from the Marvel Unlimited exclusive, but we never got any other renditions of Deadpool from that team. We did get a head. What was that head that came with Deadpool and the big cap? Was that
Deadpool?
No, it was the other one.
It's
not slapstick, is it?
Massacre?
No, it's Mad Hat. No, someone in the chat will tell us. You know what?
I know you're on about, and I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, it's not slapstick. I can't remember. Someone in the chat will tell me. He's like cool. He can't die basically. As long as there's like one molecule of him still alive, he can re-thing, and he won't leave Deadpool alone. He's a pretty funny character. All right, next up. Shroud.
It is Massacre. It is Massacre, isn't it?
I don't know. Hang on, let's pause on Shroud.
Madcap. There we go.
There we go. Everyone knew what we were talking about, so that's good. That's good. If people just went, what were you on about, then that would have been a bit scarier, but we're good. Okay, Shroud. He's Spidey related, right? He debuted in Spidey, I think. Did he?
Marvel supervillains team up, but he has appeared in Spider-Man.
Okay.
He was like 1976 Marvel's supervillain team up. An issue of it, I don't really know what it is. Look it up yourself.
He looks like Cloak a little bit, but it's not Cloak. It's Shroud.
He's very much like Cloak though, because he can like tap into like the Dark Force dimension as well.
Okay.
So he's kind of like an anti-hero. He's kind of like like Batman kind of vibes, but he's kind of like Green Lantern. He can like make the Dark Force into like objects and like control it.
Oh, okay.
To, like be like things. He is, yeah. You lot picked him. I don't really know much about him. So I can't really talk much about Shroud. So type in the chat. Why did you lot pick Shroud? But yeah, he's one that came. He one that came up like 3 times in the Instagram poll, like, which is a lot for that Instagram poll because usually everyone wants their own one. So like 3 people picked him, and I don't know why. Because yeah, he is a bit of a Cloak rip-off. Like very easy to make. You could use like Cloak or the hood and get this figure in that look like quite easily, I think.
All right, so we're asking the community. I'll put it in the chat.
Tembo instead, he is way cooler than Cloak.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, when you were doing that poll, this was a character that I wasn't unaware of, but I seen it pop up, and my first thought was, "Hey, isn't that Cloak?" But not Cloak. So it's interesting to see he has similar powers. Yeah, let's see what the chat say. I'll put a poll up then, people, so you know the score. One of my lights just went out. Vote hit or miss, and you let us know in the chat. Why would you want a Shroud? Like Rich said, easy reuse there from that Cloak. I so should have got a cloth goods Cloak for my display, because I try and display Cloak and Dagger together, and like I try and stick one of Dagger's legs into like the cut of his cloak, so it looks like she's coming out. But it's so hard to get to stand on my risers. So I think at the minute it's just like Cloak's taking Dagger home because she's drunk or something, like she's just leaned up against him.
What you need to do with the leg, you need to like wrap it around his leg, like one of your legs, and like balance it that way. That's what I've done it with mine. And then you like use the cloak to like stabilize him a bit by leaning it back. I
think it's because my risers like my riser is only too small for his cloak as it is, so he's already off balance. I think again, I can see it. You can't see it. It's literally right there in the corner, Cloak and Dagger. But I love those figures. They're pretty hard to get on the aftermarket now as well, to be fair. I did have an extra Cloak and Dagger, but I turned my extra Cloak, my extra Dagger, sorry, into my custom Emma Frost, and then I also turned my extra Cloak into, I've showed this before. Do you know what? I was going to get it, but then I realised I'm just going to destroy the display and I can't be asked to take them off and put them on again. The Red Skull from Infinity War. With there's a video up on YouTube, so people can have a look if they want to. But yeah, that's a great, easy. Like, I'm not that into customising, but when it's that easy to do, you buy a custom cloth cape. I think I got mine from Scotticus Customs with the cloak body, with the Red Skull head from one of those Hydra soldiers. Pow! You've got an instant Infinity War Red Skull. Looks great on the shelf with the rest of the Dark Order. Okay, let's look at this chat. So
Ken Bones knows all about Shroud. Like he's saying, Shroud is like Iron Fist, got his powers from a mystical cowl. A cloak swallows you into the Dark Force. Shroud spills it out all over you.
Oh, interesting. Yep, you could take out Cloak's body. George is still saying Madcap. I think some people are not watching the stream live. They're a little bit delayed. That happens. I notice that sometimes if I'll go back. People are answering something we said 5 minutes ago because that we're not exactly live. They might have paused it or something.
If you press the button and go 2 minutes faster, that's why 2 times speed, then it speeds through it all, and then you'll be up to date. That's what I always do when I think I'm out of there.
Shroud first appearance 1976 as Phil Jones. Cloak first appearance 1982. Oh, okay, there you go. So
Phil Jones with the facts.
So did Cloak copy Shroud? Maybe that's the way around it was. What came first, the chicken or the egg? No, what is that argument that they do in DC versus Marvel all the time of what came first? Oh, what is it? There's a character that's so similar to each other. Is it Namor and Aquaman, where they constantly go which one came, who copied who?
They do Doom Patrol and X-Men quite a bit as well.
Shroud first appearance, so people are saying the same thing. Another traffic cone cape, Sadak Nuggly. Yeah, that would be frustrating. Mist too obscure, repaint Cloak, says Mike D. Wasn't Madcap stuck in Deadpool's mind for one of the voices you've read, or am I way off? No, you're completely right. He was trapped in Deadpool for a little bit. Yeah, there's a comic issue where I think he's got his head split and it's like sewed on to Mad Cat, I think. 61% is a miss. So far, Rich, this is the first one that's got a higher miss than a hit. 61% on the miss. So the least popular choice so far. So those 3 people on your Instagram were clearly the only 3 people that wanted this.
Yeah, and I had Silence, the new symbiote, instead of this, and then we did the wrong thing by putting Shroud in.
That's all good.
You fuckers.
Well, we like mixing it up. That's fine. Let's go on to the next one. Let me close this poll and we'll move on to the next one. Shroud, we might have just educated some people. I've moved up a little bit. Still more places than me.
Educated me because I didn't know much about him either. So shout out to Tembones.
So shout out. So now now Rich knows about Hippo and he now knows about Shroud thanks to the Dan Who live stream. So
he'll be waved out with all these characters I don't know, and I just blow.
Well, Dan U's a fan of Rich. He might go, do you know what? Rich will want all these in figure form. That's why I'm all in a wave. Okay, next up, as you can see on the screen, Black Triangle. I can't speak. Speak for me, Rich.
Black Tarantula.
Thank you.
Another character that debuted in Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man 432 in 1998. So again, Black Tarantula is kind of like this, like super, like assassin, kind of like bad guy, kind of like hand ninja type thing. So he ties in with the hand a lot. He's worked with the hand a lot. He's had like training. He's got like immortality and special powers. Like again, probably in the Shadowlands crossover, a lot of people know him. He was one of Daredevil's lieutenants. It was him and White Tiger who worked for Daredevil to keep like everything in control. Like he's died a couple of times, but obviously immortality, like he always comes back. And he's just like a really cool looking character. Obviously, with being Black Tarantula, he kind of ties into the Spider-Man universe a bit. Like he's been hunted before when there was like a hunt for all the animal characters. They like hunted Black Tarantula down. But obviously, like he's a good fighter. It's just a really interesting look as well. Like it looks simplistic, but I think it's well done with like that spider logo on his face.
I think MCU Collector's going to have a lawsuit on his hands with this logo. Someone give Brian a ring. He may need your lawyer services, Rich, because if the creator of Black Tarantula finds out that MCU Collector has been using this spider face logo, there's going to be some trouble. So when I just looked at that and thought, the first thing I thought, I don't know who Black Tarantula is, but I love that MCU Collector figure. It does, doesn't it, though? It does. Shout out Brian, yeah. But it does. Screenshot this, people, and tweet it to MCU Collector on Instagram and say, come on now, we know where you got your idea from now. We found out. So, yeah, Spidey related. Oh, whoops, I've dropped off the list there. Oh, I don't want to spoil any others. There you go. He's back. He's all good. Yeah, all good. Okay, I think I'll put the poll up. Okay, 73%. So started off hot. Jamie with the hits. Tapped out with a hit. Tanis is a hit. Yes, need this for my Shadowlands display as one of the Daredevil's lieutenants. Hero Collector said, I've seen this guy but don't know much about him. Doombot says hits as well as regular Tarantula. Mini Plastic Multiverse hits. Going to the movies starting to catch the replay. Pow. Doc Avenger, I think you meant you're going to watch the replay. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Tembone said, woo. Tyrone says, silence would be tight, so would Sleeper. Okay, cool. So, still pretty high percentage there. 77% so far. Super Soul jumps in, says, evening Dan, evening Ash. How you doing, my friend?
Fuck me though, Super Sorrow, like don't go higher for me, thanks.
What's the word, Ash? Yeah. He's on screen with me. Can't believe that, Ash. Terrible. Take it back. Hero of Collector says, Rich, which Dragon costume did you use in your image?
Hero of Collectors, you know which costume I used. Your favourite one? No, I don't think it is, but there we go.
And what did you write down? You said modern, so it was the modern version, yeah?
Yeah, Hero of Collectors did not like that one.
Cowboy Collector says, wow, I'm late. It's because you've been reviewing all those AOA figures. You've lost track of time. Too many AOA reviews. Trust me, I know the feeling of reviewing full waves and getting a little bit burnt out. I feel your pain.
But Cowboy Collector has reviewed the Tigra figure. A true fan of Tigra. Unlike you, Dan, who didn't even buy it yet.
I don't even have it. I pre-ordered it with Hercules, so like I'm not getting it until they're both in stock at the same place.
Tigra funded your super chats for a year, and you went and bought Binary. Binary.
T Grey. To be fair, yeah, T Grey. I do have love for T. She's joining the crew. You're gonna hate it when she joins the crew anyway. Like, there's gonna be little Hank babies and everything.
I want my mini bit back.
Can't wait for those storylines. Super Scroll changed his mind. He says, "Evening, Rich."
Evening, Super Sora. Hello to you. Hey.
Okay, cool. 75% for Black Tarantula. I'll take this MCU Collector Black Tarantula figure all day long. Sorry, I can't get it out of my head now. That is definitely MCU Collector figure. Easily done though. MCU Collector could put one of his own custom heads onto a Ghost Rider body, and he's got a Black Tarantula figure himself there, right there. So yeah, all good. Okay, like I'm ending the poll. 77%. That's pretty good. Here, Rush is telling Hero of Collectors it was the House of X-Factor, do you reckon? Okay, 77%. That's pretty good. 77% is pretty high. Next one. Hellstrom. Now, I don't know much about this character, but I did add the live-action Hellstrom to my watch list on Disney Plus. So, like, I don't know if that's the best way to learn about this character, or should I just skip that and read some comics? Tell me about Hellstrom.
I put on Hellstrom, and I woke up when I was on episode 3, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to bother with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do a bother.
I don't know. I think some people have liked it. I haven't seen many people like it, but you could give it a try. Let me know, Dan. Save me watching 10 hours of it.
It was the last of the Marvel TV era with Jeff Loeb in charge before Marvel Studios gobbled it up. It was like that last one that was already too far into production that they just finished it, but it was never going to get a season 2 or anything like that.
They were going to do like a whole supernatural thing with Ghost Rider, and then they cancelled them all, didn't they? So.
I, when it comes to those type of shows, I just gutted that we're not getting more Daredevil and Punisher. I love them. I even love Jessica Jones. I love Jessica Jones too. Hopefully it will get redone in Disney form.
The first season of Jessica Jones is
one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I say that all the time. Jessica Jones season 1 is up there just with Daredevil as like my favorites. Definitely. I've rewatched Jessica Jones season 1 more than I think some of the others. Anyway, I digress. Hellstrom, I probably won't be watching the live action version, but comic version, give me a little insight on him at least.
So Daemon Hellstrom, aka the son of Satan. Can you guess who his father is, Dan?
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nearly there.
Okay.
It is Satan himself.
Oh,
so, yeah,
my bad.
So is him, and he's got his sister, obviously Satana. She's had a figure again in that Thunderbolts STC box set. Drink if you're playing the game with the Thunderbolts box set. There you go, there's another one. But yeah, so Hellstrom is never had a legend. I don't think he's ever had a figure. Obviously, being the son of Satan and sold as a Walgreens exclusive next to all your drugs and stuff, maybe is not the best way to go. But he'd be a cool character to have. I think they've tried to rebrand him as Hellstrom again. So he's obviously Daemon Hellstrom, spelled S.
Do I keep saying Hellstrom?
R-O-M. No, but that is his code name is Hellstrom, but it's pronounced Hellstrom. So they've tried to go that way rather than being like Hellstrom, like as being a name. But I don't know. That's how you can get around it. But he's been the boyfriend of Hellcat. He's got ties to like the Defenders, to the Legion of Monsters, to like the Dark Force, all the magic users, like Ghost Rider as well. Like he debuted a Ghost Rider issue 1. That was his first appearance as well. So he's got like ties to like all like the mystical forces of the Marvel universe. Again, they did push him recently, obviously, because he had that TV series, and now he kind of seems to have like disappeared again. Like there was a comic book he was in, and I can't remember what it was called now, but Strike Force. He was in Strike Force as well. That was a bad comic book written by Teeny Howard. Bad comic book. Don't read that one. There you go. All the bad comic books tonight for us.
That's Strike Force from like the Shield sort of team, Strike Force or something.
No, it was like Angela, Spider-Woman. It was like they were all being like mind controlled and they all united. It was a bad comic book.
Okay, I won't be reading it. Okay, let me jump to the chat. The poll is 79%. So first couple of people voting on here are saying hit for sure. So his brother must be Blackheart, says Smart Tac Tac. Is that true?
No, his sister is Satana, but Blackheart is not his father. No, because Blackheart's father is Mephisto, is it? So I don't think... Is Mephisto Hellstorm's father?
Mephisto's not the actual devil, though, is he? Mephisto's...
So there's... Yeah, he's like one of the dead. Like, Marvel Universe has different realms of hell and different people.
He has a minifig, says Rush McGowan. As in like a Lego minifig, I assume you mean. This
like toy... a minifigure, like
yeah, like these guys. Like, oh, well, what am I grabbing the Simpsons for? I've got Hero of Collectors made me. There I am. Hey.
I think he like a mini mate. Is it a mini mate?
He would have said mini mates, surely. Maybe he has got a mini mates and a minifig. I don't know. He's a devil, says Mark. Says Mike W. Matt T. This toy promotes Satanism. Ban Hasbro. Yeah, it's a shame that that's probably why we're never going to get another Mephisto, because the world's gone a little bit sensitive. Let's be honest. So this bottom line is you can't argue it. Hasbro's a toy company. Do you know, aims at children. I know they obviously. Now I'm not getting into it. Anyway, I'd like this. I'd like Mephisto. But if Smiths won't even sell, not Smiths, Entertainer won't even sell Harry Potter toys, I doubt he'll be stocking Hellstrom. What about Hank Pym Ultron, says Julia. Jessica Jones was my favourite of them all, Jamie says. Never finished the show, but he's a cool character in the comics, says Abnugler. Hit for sure. Tyrone says Hellstrom. Mephisto and Satan are different. Yeah, I thought the same. Not Mephisto, it's not Satan. Yeah, that's what we all said the same. We're all on the same page here. Blackheart is related to Mephisto, so that's where Mark Tat got the related from. Rush says yes, Lego, so he meant Lego minifig. Greg says there are multiple Devil Lords in different dimensions in Marvel, exactly like Rich said. He's never had a Lego figure, even in the games. Oh, but Rush says he does. Fight! Rush is in so many fights today.
Rush is just fighting everyone
Rush
today.
Rush has just got his gloves on going, what? Okay, so 81% though is pretty high for this character. Sort of reminds me of Constantine a little bit. I don't know why. Just sort of same sort of vibe, I guess. He's got down to 79%. Right, I'm ending the poll because we're on our penultimate one and time's running short. So 79% was pretty good. But we're on the last one. Let's see if we can get 100%. Do you want to say anything before I click the button? Do you want to build this up, or should I just click the button?
So obviously, doing anti-heroes, like a lot of people had different things, but when these choices came in, there was one that outshone them all, and that was Phil Jones' choice of an anti-hero. Okay. Phil Jones, obviously took anti-hero literally and just went for the main that you could only use. You don't even need to do a hero, just the anti of the Marvel universe. There can be only one. It's anti-heroes. It is Spider-Man.
Get it? Spider-Man. Anti-hero, Aunt May. She's come on. People that hate us. People hate us. Phil Jones, you took the ship down. The viewership is just going to start falling now, bloody Phil Jones.
If your favourite anti-hero is not on this list, it's all because of this character with Phil Jones. It was probably choice 15 if it wasn't for Phil, but Phil said no, he loves the girl, he wants Aunt May.
Yeah, please direct all hate mail if your anti-hero character wasn't on our list to Phil Jones. His Instagram and Twitter are at Cool Toys UK. Thank you very much. Hellstorm does have a Lego minifig, says Lizzie Harts. The fight continues in the chat about Hellstorm. I don't care about Hellstorm anymore. I'm putting a poll up for Spider-Man, Aunt May, and I want to see if we can get 100%, all right? Just lean into it, people. I know people sometimes take these lists super serious, but I don't know if you can tell by now, with 65 weeks in, we like to have a little bit of fun. Not everything we do is super serious, all right? Let's see if we can get 100%. Some bastard's going to hit miss, I guarantee you. All right, I'm putting a poll up. Marvel Legends. Aunt May. Spider-Man. Marvel Legends. Hit or miss. Don't let me down, people. Hit or miss.
You should just put hit or hit.
I was tempted to, but I'm genuinely curious. See if I trust my crew. He says, God damn it, Phil Jones. Says says Dan Hayden. Phil should have duck points revoked, says Frush. Fabulous Disaster said, let's talk turtles. Turtles and tea, says Daniel S. Turtles and tea. Tana, seriously, we might have to do that every week now. Okay. I've put the poll up. People have already put miss. I knew it, you bastard. That's harsh, Russ, says Phil. Phil doesn't want his points taken off him. He was in the lead for a week, but then Cheeky Monkey Kiara took him out again. So, the duck racing continues.
She is, to be fair to Phil, she is a genuine character. So she shows up, first of all, in What If 23, in What If Aunt May was bitten instead of Peter Parker. It's a backup story. Like, when she becomes Spider-Man, Ben doesn't die. Like, she's much better than Peter. She saves Ben, and then she becomes a costume hero. She beats up Frogman, of all people.
What? How dare she?
She beats the shit out of him.
Sorry, Brandon. Didn't need to hear that on the plane.
And then, like, what should have been like a one and done appearance when the Spider-Verse crossover happened in like the 2010s. Like, Spider-Man shows back up. She's from Earth 3123, and she teams up with like Miles, with Otto Octavius, with Peter Parker to stop the Inheritors from taking over all the Spider Totems from the universe. And yeah, she's just like a really cool. And then she ends up taking over like a lot of like the Spider Kids, like their worlds have been destroyed, like they united to get together. So she ends up like adopting them all and taking them all to her universe to look after all the little Spider Kids. So she's a good person. See, she's an anti-hero.
Do you get it, people? She's Aunt May, anti-hero. This is an anti-hero lift. Oh, come on. We're wasting it on.
Even went back and changed the logo to anti-look. Look at the care I take on these things.
I love those little Easter eggs. I even like how you've turned me into like Two-Face with the purple side.
Like good bad side, like that. I do have infamous game. You can choose one or the other.
I do have both sides. Just you don't see my bad side online. I try and keep it sweet. Okay, I do have one. I could be, but I won't be. Right, let's have a look at the poll. You've disappointed me. It wasn't 100%, but it's still pretty high. 78% would like a Spider-Man in figure form. So yeah, this was the last. So don't get me wrong, like. Rich could have written a list of 30 anti-heroes, but we like to mix it up and try and talk about characters that we don't always talk about, but then throw in a few obscure ones as well. Because a lot of the anti-heroes you'd first think of have already been done in figure form. And I would like to think Hasbro are at that stage now where they're going to use the Walgreens exclusive format to give us characters we need upgrades of or don't necessarily have yet. Just think of the last couple we've had. Binary, we never had that in figure form before. Quasar, we never had him in the Legends form before. Nova needed an update, so not complaining about that. And Silver Surfer was repainted to be the Fallen, which was technically a new version of a character. So I'd like to think that Hasbro are at that stage where they're going to use this. As Baron Zemo, the first example, is a character we need an update of. So I'd like to think we're going to get a mix of both. So yeah, we wanted to sort of hit on some characters that sort of fit that category rather than your A-list anti-hero characters, because we could have picked the Deadpools, the Venoms, the Punishers, but no, we went for Franken-Castle instead. All right, that's how we do it.
Daniel's probably sitting there now laughing away, being like, ha ha ha, we're getting Kane as the second reveal. They didn't even put him on.
Yeah. I might ask Dan Yoon, like, okay, you've seen our list, is any of them right? Like, you don't have to tell me which one, but is any of them right? And I bet he says no. But he wouldn't tell me anyway. But I bet he'd just be like, no. Then we'll do a second stream until we get it right. No, not really. Dan, you should have a stream with Phil, apparently. Aunt May and Amaretto. Oh, I love that. I do love a bit of Amaretto. I do Aunt May and Amaretto. Phil, just tell me when you're free. Honestly, people, if I didn't work a full-time job, I would be doing shows every day of the week. I don't know if you can tell. I don't need an excuse to talk toys. I'd be on here with myself, talking to myself. Kane, yeah, a lot of people want a Kane. So what I'm hearing is we need an anti-verse wave. Oh, I like what he did there. There was some great suggestions, though, in the chat. Super Sorrow himself, he was in the chat earlier. He came in a little bit late, but he gave some characters like Blade, Wiccan, Winter Soldier, Angela, random comic Strike Force. Again, Winter Soldier is another anti-hero. Blade was on our list. Obviously, he needs a redo. But Super Soldier, Winter Soldier is a figure we've just had, haven't we? We've just had him. He's behind me. He came in one of the recent Avengers waves.
In the Black Widow wave, wasn't he?
Yes, that's exactly that. But we do need a new Bucky Barnes. But Bucky Barnes isn't technically the anti-hero. When he's Bucky Barnes, he's a good guy. But yeah, there was we could have done a different version of Venom. Venom technically an anti-hero. Another Agent Venom. I missed the very, very first Walgreens exclusive. Sorry, let me just switch the chat now. The very first Walgreens exclusive was the black Agent Venom.
You missed that one.
Don't have it. I've been wanting it for ages, and I've that's one of those figures I've put out into the zeitgeist a few times. I put out on my Instagram stories. Never had the black it's not even the anti-venom, it's the normal venom. We got the re-release with the anti-venom with the white, but I want the black Agent Venom. So if anyone out there, all right, putting that out in the site, guys, once again, anyone out there has the very first Walgreens exclusive, doesn't have to be mint in the box, but it has to have all the accessories. I'm picky like that. Ain't you like that though? If you get a figure, you need all these accessories.
No, I don't care about accessories. I don't see that. They don't appeal to me. I'd rather pay like $5 cheaper and just have a figure.
I'm sure there's people on both sides of the fence here, but I'm one of those people where if I'm getting a figure out the box, I don't mind it being out the box if it's been looked after, but it needs to have all the parts because it would bug me knowing I've got that figure without all the parts. So
I've lost so many guns and things over the years. I'm like, where's that gone? Well, I'll have this gun instead. There we go.
Yeah, but yeah, I need that one. So if anyone has it, thank you very much. I'm putting it out there. DC and Drunk Dan. DC and Donuts I'd do. That's pretty good. Should have thought of that. Nebula and Nesquik. Lizzie Hart's is doing her own spin-off. This spin-off game is good, people. We could go for days with this spin-off game. Let me end this poll. Unless we'll crown a winner as we wrap up this stream now. So if you do want to get any comments heard or contribute to the channel, then this is your last chance. We're going to be disappearing in the last 5 minutes. So Friday is ready and waiting. And if we did miss one, how about this? If we did miss an anti-hero character that you would like to see in figure form, throw it in as a super chat as we wrap up the show. And let's see what your suggestions were. As I said, I always appreciate you. So the winner, I suppose he's been the winner. He's carried the crown all the way through. Rich, can you obviously assume the winner?
Was it Mystique? It was 100% Mystique, wasn't it?
No, Mystique demanded a recount, I'm afraid, and then Mystique came back at 65% after we counted everyone else's votes apart from you and Lizzie Hart's.
Should have gone with classic Mystique. She'd have won it. She
would have. I genuinely think she would have. But we're not going to get her as the second Walgreens exclusive. Winner is Nebula, says Lizzie Hart's. Nebula, unfortunately, not. 78% with Nebula. Nebula technically came third. Nebula came third, which isn't bad. But in first place, the most wanted anti-hero character from this list today, in figure form, Hasbro, if you're listening, Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night. Let me see if I can go back to the image real quick, just to crown the winner. There he is. Werewolf by Night is our winner. There you go. Out of all of the figures, out of all of the suggestions we gave, Werewolf by Night had 85% of the people voting hit on this one. So he was wanted by the majority of people. And that's pretty good because that's a character who was like from 2020. So he's like a really current character as well, like a really new character. So I think we're just coming out of Halloween. People are still on a Monsters hype. We've just had the Build-A-Bear wave. We've got the Ursa Major. They know lesbians can do it. I think there's multiple factors that I guarantee, like I've not read this version of Werewolf by Night. I'm aware of Werewolf by Night, the character, but not this newer version by Taboo. Taboo seems quite approachable though. I might get him up to it and he can read it to me as a bedtime story or something. He's on all the live streams at the minute. He was on G.I. Joe. He was on the Hasbro team.
They could make Will.i.am like as like Man Thing. They could put Fergie as like Satana. Like get the whole gang involved.
Yeah, get the box set on the go. Sorry, we don't know who the fourth guy member is. My bad.
Apple D is Apple. D?
I reckon his name is.
Oh
Apple.
My god! Yeah.
Where is the love?
Black Eyed Peas #1 fan.
Where is the love? Let me look at the chat real quick as we wrap up here. But there's our winner. Second place, if anyone was interested, was a joint second place with 79%. Was Blade and Hellstrom. Hellstrom had 79% as well. And third place was Nebula. Mark Tatak, kicking us in with a donation for his suggestion. Thank you very much, Mark Tatak. We appreciate that. He says Cardiac.
Cardiac, yeah, Spider-Man villain. So yeah, that would be like, it always comes up with Cardiac that they can't do it because like Eric Larson owes rights to him still or something. But I don't think that's right. I think that they could do it.
Surely when you publish a Marvel book, that the contract is like, if you create a character in this book, it's ours now, right?
There are few characters who've got like certain rights. Like I think like Netflix have just announced that new Sandman series, and I don't think I'll eat my own heart if McFarlane do any Sandman figures, because like the Neil Gaiman who created Sandman sued McFarlane about the creation of Angela and got the rights back, and then sold Angela to Marvel. So I would be, if Todd McFarlane announces a Sandman line, it would be quite brilliant in like a fuck you Neil Gaiman kind of way, but I don't think that he will. So there's certain characters who do have like creator own rights to them that might be harder.
Okay. Super Soul.
I've sworn a lot tonight on this show as well.
It's fine.
I do apologise.
This is for
I'm not Brandon, people. Sorry, Brandon, watching this. I do apologise.
This is for the adult collector community. It's all good. Yeah. It's absolutely fine. Grown. We're adults that collect toys. It's absolutely fine in 2021. Super Soul says, I've still got the Werewolf by Night from the box set. Still holds up, but would be awesome to get a new fig. Yeah, I agree. That box set I don't have. That Monsters box set, and a few people in the chat were also suggesting that sort of theme as a reissue would be really good. Lizzie Hart says, I wouldn't have voted hit. Who's she on about there? Carpet Monster does. She might. Oh no, she can't mean Cardiac. That was before the comment. Who you on about, Lizzie Hart? Carpet Monster does enjoy a few accessories when I'm having a play. Yeah, the Carpet Monster's a dangerous guy. Stay away from him. Cardiac is a need, Mike D says. Dan, who we need Death Seed, Sentry, Void Vision. And yeah, I can also relate for the new, a few test tubes that I brought from eBay. They only sent the figure without any of the accessories. Who does that? Yeah, it is frustrating, Jeffrey. I agree. If you're getting a figure, got to have all the accessories. Even if I lose them, at least I know I had them. But I don't lose them. I lost a Daredevil baton, like a baton that Daredevil was holding Billy Club, when I was moving my display around. I literally spent 3 hours crawling around on the floor like I was Rick Morales from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, with a big magnifying glass, just like looking for it. Took me ages. I would buy the hell out of a Hasbro Werewolf, says Daniel S. If we get a Marvel Legends Werewolf, then we need a 2-pack Werewolf and Ursa Major, says Greg. Werewolf by Night, she said. Oh, she didn't want him to win, I think. That's why she said she wouldn't have voted here. I get it, Lizzie Hart. It's all right, Lizzie Hart. We still know of Nebula. Nebula was in the list just for you. You should ask Eric Larson about Kodiak on Twitter or Facebook. He's pretty reachable. Let's phone him up for a live interview. Let's do it. Let's get him in. All 4 Horsemen of Death from Uncanny Avengers, says Heroes of Collectors.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, great choices and great sort of... I like this theme. I like this anti-hero theme. It's where some of my favourite characters like Frank-Castle, Punisher, and Deadpool, Venom. Like, I'd class them all as anti-heroes, and they're some of my favourite Marvel characters, full stop. So I do love this category. Mystique's one of my favourite X-Men villains as well.
Hippo as well. You could fit
Hippo,
him in
yeah, true. I should have put him on the list. I might just start putting Hippo as the last suggestion on every list we ever do. Just like to keep him in mind's eye, and eventually might will it into existence. Again, that was another joke pick that people thought I was deadly serious. I can't believe you picked Hippo over this person. It was never mind. I'm not getting into it. Rich, pleasure as always having you on today's stream. Thank you very much for putting the list together. Tell the people how you put the list together again. Just remind any fresh faces in here what you do and how they can get their opinions heard.
So I drink a lot of it on Friday night, and then like I message Dan and Brandon and be like, is this list good? And then they say, you can't have a Jubilee list, we're just not doing it. So then I wake up, then I do a proper list, and then on Instagram, on my stories, we come up with like 15-ish, sometimes more, sometimes less, that we think would like work and people would want. Then on my Instagram stories, we chuck up any free-for-all pick one. Pick one. Some people pick 10, and honestly, it takes so much time. Just pick one. Think of your favourite. Don't be that bastard picking like 50 people that I've got to go and look through. So yeah, just pick one, and then like we put it together, and like so like this week like with Shroud, like only like 3 people picked him, but it was like 3 different people. So we kind of like, I thought, okay, we'll put him in. He's a new character, we haven't used him before, because again, a lot of the same names come up a lot of the time, so we try and do like different looks, different things. So if a character you didn't like tonight hasn't shown up, he's probably shown up on another stream that we've done, because we've done quite a few.
Yeah, as I said, and we do try and pick different characters if we've done a figure on a recent stream. Like, we've picked a few characters tonight that I'm sure we've already talked about, but it's still fun to bring them back up in conversation, especially when we've had more figures announced and we know what's coming and different themes, and there's always a way to bring a character. That's what's great about Marvel Legends. The universe is so vast. It's not like we're reaching an end point anytime soon. Like, there's still plenty of things to do. So yeah, it's great to have a list. And as I said, you guys have always got suggestions, and I quite like the way I did it tonight as well, people, with the poll up. I just don't know why I've never thought about doing that before, to be honest. But yeah, the poll was up, and it helped us sort of figure out the favourites. Usually I read out the hit and misses, which I always still do, of course. But it was good to sort of get that poll up as well, because now I can tell you who was first, second, third, and fourth most favourite. You know, so I can tell you the least favourite. Can you guess who it was?
Was it? Was it Shroud?
It was Shroud. The only person to get more percentage in the miss category was Shroud. What's one of these Walgreens exclusives being Shroud? And the Hasbro team are now going, oh shit, that guy's not as popular as before. But yeah, I appreciate that. All right, Sam, as we wrap up, before I get to do the plug-in, let me just say I've just put this graphic on the screen, so I hope it works. I'm just going to play this for a second, and I'll put the volume down. And basically, Rich, I'm just telling people about Turtles and Tea. Brand new stream. The link is pinned to the top of the comments right now. It's a stream where me and Tanner are talking Turtles once a month. The first Tuesday of every month, we're going to be talking Turtles, all Turtle news. Again, it's a place for me to rent and talk about the Turtle stuff that I don't usually get to talk about on my Marvel Legends related streams. Another love, another passion of mine. So go and check it out. Go and let me know. The pilot episode is live right now with Tanner. It was a lot of fun. The link is in the chat, in the description, all of that good stuff. Let us know what you think, because we want to turn that into a regular show. I want to add it part of the family. So and I hope people understand that the name's stupid, but it's a spin-off to Legends and Liquor. You get it, Rich, right? You get it.
Turtles and Tea on a Tuesday with Tanner. You're like a modern-day Stan Lee with your alliteration, but look at you.
I never even said that before myself, but yeah, you're right. Turtles and Tea on a Tuesday with Tanner. How can you forget that, people? I'll get that in a T-shirt for Tanner. I'm gonna get mugs and everything. Turtle for Tea. It's easy. It's gonna happen. But it's only once a month as well, people. So it's nothing crazy. But again, if you love Turtles, that's the place to go. But if you love Marvel Legends, you're in the right place anyway. Here every Thursday. We're 85 weeks strong, people. And then this weekend isn't a Legends and Liquor week, but you know the score. Legends and Liquor every other Sunday. Channel members, basically it's basically a virtual hangout talking toys. Same sort of conversation we have now, with a lot of other opinions, a lot of other voices. And instead of Rush correcting us in the comments, he can correct us live in the chat, because he's usually with us as well. So I appreciate all the regulars, and we're building a nice little regular crew as well. So again, if you've never been in a Legends and Liquor, but you like what we're doing here, get involved, become a channel member, support the channel, and then I'll get you on the channel you're supporting. It's so simple. It's such a simple concept. Again, I appreciate you all for it. But Rich,
and check out Sunday's stream as well, because most people were in costumes. You won't even recognize like who's who. You'll have to try and guess, because some of those costumes.
I don't even mention the duck races, right? But on Legends and Liquor, we have a duck racing league, right? If you know, you know. If you don't know, get to know. Jamie came dressed as a duck, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, Legends and Liquor is just a lot of fun. As I said, I tell you all the time, one thing I love so much about collecting and having a platform is the community that we've built out of this. Not just me. Like, obviously, this community existed anyway. But the channel gives us a platform to talk toys. And as I said, you know me, I love any excuse to talk toys. So I love what we're doing here. So I appreciate you all. And if you want to support us and follow us, then Rich, tell them where they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram at Displayed Once.
It's literally underneath his face, right there. Rich M at displayed once. I like your Twitter tag. What's your Twitter bio says? From a pet and smoke-free home.
Yeah.
Very good. I do like that. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. As I said, hit that channel membership button. Come and join us. Come and talk some toys. Go and check out the other live streams. And of course, I still do reviews. I can't help myself, can I? I love opening toys. And obviously, I might start doing a few more Joe's reviews. Now people seem to be excited about them again. And of course, shout out iComic one more time before we get out of here. iComic Industries. I will be moving into the What If wave. Special thanks to them. And as I said, they now do international shipping. So they have a 20% off at the minute. Discount code MAL20. Get 20% off the Supervillains wave or the Ursa Major wave right now on the website. And again, if you're in the US and there's figures that you can't find, there's no figures on your Walgreens shelves, then bookmark iComic Industries, because as long as you're willing to pay that little bit extra for the shipping, you can get your figures guaranteed. And sometimes as a collector, you'd rather just pay that little bit extra, save yourself time, save yourself gas money driving around all these places. Sometimes it's actually more beneficial to do that way. I use my US friends helping me buy stuff all the time, mainly the Wolfpack. I'm not going to lie, shout out my gal and the crew. But still, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everyone here now. There you go. There he is. Richie's been repping the Wolfpack all day. But yeah, we appreciate you all. Let's wrap up. Let's get out of here. My throat, as you can see, is slowly dying. I need to go and make sure Teddy doesn't stink at fish anymore. We shall find out when I go downstairs. Right, let me see who's still here. Okay, so Phil, Cloud, Jamie, Thirsty for Chicken, Super Sorrow, Lizzie Harts, Kevin, Jay's Tools Collection, Rush, Greg, Tanner, Mike D, Abnugla, that damn Ralph Baskin, Jeffrey. We appreciate you all. I appreciate everyone who stuck around and been joining in with the poll today as well. But as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Let's wave them out, Rich. Let's wave them out. We're going to wave for about 30 seconds.
But Rush is going to tell us it's 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
My bad.
Fight, Rush, fight!
Rush has been fighting people in the chat all day. He's go and have a little rest, Rush. You're all good. All good. Time to chill. But yeah, if you are watching this on the replay, I'm talking to you, Brandon. Brandon, are you watching this on the replay? You best be watching to the end. Enjoy your trip to Portugal. Eat some ice cream. Have some fun. Don't be sneaking off to any Portuguese comic shops. Hope you like the Eternals. Hope no one spoiled it for you on the plane. But yeah, if anyone else watching on the replay, hit one of the other videos. Go and check out another video. Have some fun. All that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Say hello. Kiss your mother. All good.
Kiss your mother.
I don't know. I need to think of a better. I need to make a graphic for wrapping these up rather than our hand getting tired. Maybe I'll do that for next time. But still, we appreciate everyone. People wave back in the chat. I appreciate that. Jamie, Mini Plastic Multiverse, Hero of Collectors, Tanner, Greg, Javi, Mark Tack, Andy Davis, Phil Jones.
Bound waves back on his Instagram sometimes. On his stories, he's like waving.
Radium, Super Souls even saying bye. Tanner, Abnugla, Mike D, Rocket and Rockstar. She's still on it. She's still thinking of the spin-offs. Logan Dan's Toys, we appreciate you all, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Going to the big camera. Wave them out.
We gotta wave more.
No, you don't have to wave anymore. You don't have to wave anymore. You're good.
Oh.
I'm just finishing. That's how I'm finishing the stream. That's where it's going to go, people. The missing piece. Look at that. Look how satisfying that is. Finishing that little section. Nearly a whole wall. It's nearly complete, people. By the end of the year, I'm hoping that wall's complete. Get them into display cases, people. You won't be disappointed.
If you'd have bought those X-Men retros, we'd have had more waves, Daniel. No VHSs then.
Oh, no. I've got them. They're all upstairs. In